Welcome to the GameChanger 00100 show. I'm your host, GameChanger. So, on my newsfeed today, I read the story. Then I went to look it up online about a black woman who was on some "you can't sit with us," which is a scene from the movie Clueless. There's also that scene from the movie Forrest Gump where Forrest Gump got on the bus and they was like, "This seat's taken. It's taken. You can't sit here." So she had one of those moments. She had a Forrest Gump moment to where a guy didn't want to sit next to her. And she was crying about it. And I was thinking when I was reading the story, it was like, wow, this is the strong black woman that everybody talk about. And by everybody, I mean them. But is this strength? Is this strength? A guy don't want to sit next to you, and there's a lot of boo-hooing going on about it. And don't get me wrong, I understand that it gives you a sense of we haven't made progress as far as race relations go since the Jim Crow era. I do understand that, that you have that feeling. But that's probably because we haven't. And the reasons that people made the Jim Crow laws still exist. And that is you're dealing with a group of people that, quite frankly, aren't very liked. That's why we have terms like black fatigue, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, they don't come out with a term like Asian fatigue. It exists for a reason. So I'm going to share the clip with you, and this is actually pirated from someone else. But before I do that, let me share another incident with you. This one happened 6 years ago, but this will give y'all time to hit that like button. So this is entitled, "Black Woman Says She Was Asked to Give Up Her Seat to Seat White Men at J. Alexander's." Let's have a listen.
A popular restaurant accused of racism.
An African-American woman claims workers at J. Alexander's violated her.
The dispute unfolded in West Bloomfield.
She had just ordered her drink. She was sitting at the bar waiting for a friend to sit next to her when she said,
Okay, my bad. It buffered a little bit.
that they could sit there. What happened next is what's leading her and her attorney to call racial discrimination. Cell phone video taken by Leah Gant on June 20th, moments after getting asked to leave J. Alexander's in West Bloomfield.
I was told to move out of my seat for two other white men to be seated. When I did not get up, for her to say, "I am not going to serve you," and I had done nothing wrong, it made me feel invisible.
When she refused to give up her chair, she says this happened next.
She took my beverage from in front of me and the side drink that comes with it and said, "I'm not going to serve you," took it and threw it in the sink.
Then this disturbing moment.
Oh, he threw that!
Food thrown after Gant says she talked to a manager and was still forced to pay the bill for the drink that was thrown away and shown the door. Inside today, a manager declining to comment, referring us to J. Alexander's Holdings, the parent company, and West Bloomfield Police confirming they are investigating the complaints.
This type of behavior is archaic racism, reminiscent of the black men and women in the 1950s sitting at the lunch counter.
I asked Ms. Gant's attorney if they plan on filing a lawsuit. They say at this time, all they want is for the employees involved to be terminated. Reporting West Bloomfield, Brian Abel, 7 Action News.
Brian, thank you. Jay Alexander sent us a statement. It reads in part that our staff made every response.
Okay. Just a recap. I want y'all to get a visual of what's going on here. And there's some details that's left out, so I'm going to fill it in with what I suspect. She's sitting at a bar. Woman sitting at a bar by herself because, you know, she's a black woman. And she's single the majority of her life. So she's sitting at a bar, and she has no friends. So she's sitting at a bar by herself, right? Hoping to get some white penis. Now, I don't know if there were people on both sides of her. Let's start there. Was she sitting in the middle of two people? Well, we know that that can't be because the waitress said that there's two seats available, like, you know, and pointed to her. Which means that at least one of the seats next to her was empty. Now, it could be, and this is what I suspect happened, that there were actually empty seats on both sides of her. In which case the waitress could ask her to scoot over one seat so these two people can sit down. Now, look at it from the waitress point of view. These are two people that are going to tip. You want to know why they're going to tip and why they're going to, pay for their drink and everything? Because they're men. And that's what men do. Women sit at the bar with seats available next to them, hoping that Wesley Snipes come and sit and offer to buy them a drink. That's what she was actually doing. She was sitting there with vacant seats, vacant stools next to her, hoping that guys would come and offer to buy her drinks. Now, if these two white guys who definitely weren't interested in her, they would sooner, throw food at her than put their penis inside of her. If these two white guys were to sit there, it would eliminate her ability to do that. There's no seats. There's no open seats next to her. She's sitting next to people now, and it will make it more difficult for Wesley Snipes to come. By the way, the reason why I'm saying Wesley Snipes, I see y'all talking about in the chat room, is because you know that scene on Waiting to Exhale where Wesley Snipes walks up to Angela Bassett, and blah, 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 blah. That's why I'm saying that. But it could be anybody. She's just waiting for a guy to come up and say, would you like a drink? So she could do her whole sprinkle routine. But the waitress is like, listen, I need these seats for paying customers. I mean, you're going to sit there and sip on that because the waitress is a woman. She knows. And she's a bartender. She knows exactly what this bar is doing. She's like, you're going to sit there and you are going to take a drop of your Hennessy, one drop every 13 minutes, hoping that somebody comes and offers you a drink. And then, then that's when you make it a double. So, well, let me play the rest.
Responsible effort to safely diffuse this incident in the face of profanity and misbehavior directed at them. Goes on to say that none of our employees used profanity, made racial remarks, or threw food, but certain guests did.
Okay. By the way, this is who they plan to swirl with. When they oh, yeah, they love us. They want to swirl with us. Okay. They didn't seem like they were shooting a shot at you. No, they were shooting a spaghetti at you. It don't really. I'm just saying, you got a single woman at the bar and it seems like it's a bunch of white dudes there and none of them checking, but they chucking food. Now, the profanity and stuff, notice how she didn't mention that. She didn't mention that when she was giving her side of the story to her lawyers with the bow ties. She didn't mention any of that. The corporation just sat back and said, all right, well, we got the camera. The cops can see how our wait staff behaved and how she behaved. And, you can say like, hey, is this some, Jim Crow era stuff, or is this some ratchet bitch stuff? But notice that she cleverly left that part out. Whenever they say, oh, and just out of nowhere, the waitress grabbed my drink and threw it in the sink and told me to leave. Like, really? Really? There's one or two versions of the story. Even though, you don't really hear the people at Jay Alexander's point of view, but there's one or two things that could have happened. One, the waitress that was serving you all night just walked up to you and said, hey, negress, I'm going to need you on the back of the bus, and I'm going to need you to surrender the seats to these good white folk. Now, if you want a seat, you're going to have to pay me 3 barrels of cotton in order for me to serve you. And then she says, oh, no, ma'am. I am comfortable in this seat and I don't wish to move. Please don't force me to move. And then she just snatches her drink and throws it away and says, get out. That's her version of the story. Another version of the story says, hey, could you scoot over one seat so I could seat these 2 customers and they don't have to sit on either side of you? And she says, oh, no, and starts cursing around. And she says, you know something, ma'am? I'm going to throw this drink away and tell you, and I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Yeah, which one seems more reasonable? Well, they have a tape. They have a tape. Just saying. The manager was, and then she's like, no, I just want them fired. They just want the last word. They're trying to create society. They're trying to tailor society to put up with their crap.
The restaurant says it has turned over security surveillance to police. You can read the entire statement from Jay Alexander's on our website, wxyz.com.
I wish they would follow through. I wish they would really follow through on stuff like that. All right, so now I'm going to move to the story today, and then I am going to really just give some context of how we got here. Because I think Black women really need to say, how did we get here? Oh, and by the way, once again, I can't get over the fact, I can never get over the fact that this is who they plan to swirl with. This is who they plan to swirl with. Now, y'all seen the thumbnail. Y'all seen the thumbnail. When do older men refuse to sit next to younger women? Oh, when they have completely and no utter sexual desire to be next to them. Oh, they love us. If you don't act right, they will. Okay. All right. So now I see this dude, the dude who's giving a commentary on this. I see him from time to time. He's on some pro-whack stuff, which is why I don't pay it too much attention. But he was the only one that covered this, so it is what it is. Because nobody really cares. I mean, I got it on my news feed, but like nobody on YouTube really cares.
Passenger throws a fit when a black woman sits next to him.
This console didn't work. So they reset her next to this man. Please let him turn around. And he told her what? Because my seat isn't working. And he literally just kept questioning me and looking at me like, I don't have to give you a reason. You did not buy the seat. I was told I could move here. He gets up to go speak to the flight attendant. First off, I don't care if he's not happy. I was given permission to sit here. I did not ask to move from your seat. You did not buy the move. If he wants to not buy
Me. I'm not.
Bar. I'm back. My computer want to act up today. But did y'all hear what this dude said? Let me just this is why I can't really get down with the pro-black stuff. This is why I cannot get down with the pro-black stuff. This whole you know, you have these brothers who really talk like they could do more than 20 push-ups.
You damn right. Let that happen to me. Go ahead. Okay. It's time out for this. So there's this practice, little known practice.
Everybody gonna have to get off. I ain't going nowhere. Now, you see, okay, I'm gonna replay it from the beginning because y'all say the stream is lagging. Hopefully it picked up. But y'all see, yeah, black fatigue, but this is where it comes from. So you have one possible white person who's not really feeling black people, and you, in your imagination, is going to be like, you know something? I'm going to inconvenience all of these people. So the people on the plane that didn't have black fatigue before, they're going to have it now. That's what ideally you want to happen. But what will actually happen is, yeah, you'll delay the flight, but them boys are going to come and you're going to wind up in handcuffs and you're going to be dragged off in a plane and everybody else is going to enjoy their flight and you're going to be put on a no-fly list. And you're going to be arrested, possibly in France. And then you're going to sit down. And then a white person is going to say, don't sit next to me. And you're going to get up. That's exactly what's going to happen. Why do they pretend like they have powers that they don't? Oh, well, that's not going to happen to me because, you know, that's not going to happen to me because I'm me. And, that it wouldn't happen to me, though. Yes, it would have. Yes, it would have.
Individuals who are bigoted throws a fit when a black woman sits next to him. Here's the video.
So we're on an Air France flight to Dulles from Paris, and my friend console didn't work, so they reset her next to this man. Let him turn around. Please let him turn around. And he told her what? He said, why are you sitting here? I said, the flight attendant said I could move here because my seat isn't working. And he literally just kept questioning me and looking at me like, I don't have to give you a reason. You did not buy the seat. I was told I could move here. He gets up to go speak to the flight attendant. They come back and say, oh, he's not happy. Can you get up and move? First off, I don't care if he's not happy. I was given permission to sit here. I did not ask you to move from your seat. You did not buy this seat. So why are you asking me, a black woman? He can get up and move. If he doesn't want to sit next to someone black, that is not my problem.
And I want you to pretend like you're a white guy. First of all, I want you to pretend like you're a white guy that's not racist. And then I'm going to ask you to pretend like you're a white guy that is racist. So imagine you sitting down and, everybody is seated. So you're like, okay, I got an empty seat next to me. That's good. Hey, an empty seat next to you on a plane is always a plus, especially if the armrest goes up, because really it's like you got a couch. You got a love seat. You got 2 seats available to you. So, and then a young woman comes and sits next to you. Now, because you're not racist white guy, you wonder like, hey, so, what brings you over here? Why did you come and sit next to me? Like, you like, what's your intentions? Because it is very weird for somebody to come and sit next to you, for somebody to choose to leave their seat to sit next to you. And then her response is, I don't owe you an explanation on why I'm sitting here. Huh? The flight attendant said I could sit here, so, I don't owe you an explanation on why I'm sitting here. Now, a normal human being would say, well, my seat was broken, and so the flight attendant relocated me here. That's what normal people say. But when you're dealing with a group of people or a person who is looking for how annoying they can be and get away with, that's what they say. They're like, listen, I am going to be as annoying as I can get away with. That's why they play music in the middle of the night. That's why they blast music in the middle of the night in their car while they drive past and your baby wakes up. That's them being as annoying as they can get away with. They know that by the time the cops or anybody come, they're going to be gone. So, they could just drive through a block and annoy everybody on that block in the middle of the night because they could get away with it. That's passive aggression. Or being aggressively passive. So he got a whiff of that. And keep in mind, we're putting ourselves in the non-racist white guy's brain. He got a whiff of that. It's like, so you just come and sit next to me, and then when I ask you what brings you over here, you're like, I don't owe you an explanation? Well, you don't have to give me an explanation, but I don't have to be nice to you either. So he gets up and he asks the flight attendant, like, hey, you located this woman to sit next to me. Could you move her somewhere else, please? And she's like, yeah, sure. Because I, as a flight attendant, want to make everyone happy. So she did, and the woman started crying. See, just like you don't have to be decent and cordial, he don't have to be either. Now I want you to put yourself in a racist white man's mindset. And you want to know what would happen? The exact same thing. The exact same thing would happen if this was a white woman, racist or otherwise, an Asian man, racist or otherwise, Asian woman, racist or otherwise. The only group of people that she could get away with doing crap like that with is black men. because we've been conditioned, especially if she looks worth a damn, and she does, we've been conditioned to put up with their crap. Hey, so, why'd you move here? And there's a ton of reasons why people exchange seats on airplanes all the time. I wanted to be next to my child, stuff like that. It happens. I have a weak bladder, so you mind if I sit in the aisle and in exchange I give you a window seat? There's stuff like that happens. You just want to know why. A stranger comes and sit next to you. It's like, okay, hey, so what brings you over here? But we've been conditioned to put up with their attitude, so they have felt comfortable giving it out. She didn't see anything wrong. Listen at the story again. Listen at the story as she tells it again, and hit that like button.
Sure. Throws a fit when a black woman sits.
I'm throwing a fit. Whoever this narrator is, white man throws a fit. Let's see the fit that he throws.
Friends. Flight to Dallas from Spain, no, from Paris, and my friend work. So they.
Is he throwing a fit?
And he told her what? He said, "Why are you sitting here?" I said, "The flight attendant."
He says, "Why are you sitting here?" Now, the correct answer is, my console don't work. So the flight attendant said I could sit here.
So I could move here because my seat isn't working. And he literally just kept questioning me and looking at me like, I don't have to give you a.
Oh, wait, did she say that? My bad. I could have missed. It's okay. He says, why are you sitting here?
I said the flight attendant said I could move here because my seat isn't working.
Okay, so she did say that. So my bad.
And he literally just kept questioning me and looking at me like, I don't have to give you a reason. You did not buy the seat. I was told I could move here. He gets up to go speak to the flight attendant.
Okay, now I'm confused. Because you just gave him a reason. And then you said that I don't have to give him a reason. Okay.
They come back and say, oh, he's not happy. Can you get up and move? First off, I don't care if he's not happy. I was given permission to sit here. I did not move from your seat. You did not buy this seat. Asking me, a black woman, to get up and move. If he wants to move, he can get up and move. If he doesn't want to sit next to someone black, that is not my problem.
You damn right. Let that happen to me. Go ahead and deplane. Everybody gonna have to get on? Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. Okay? It's time out for this. So there's this practice, this little known practice, where individuals who are bigoted will make requests to not sit next to a certain ethnicity.
Holy crap.
Ironically.
Holy crap. That's a practice, huh? That's just commonplace. Even though most everybody order their tickets online, if you type in a password, like a cheat code, it takes you to a secret site where you can request, I don't want to sit next to people from Malaysia. So when you're in Expedia, you could just be like, okay, I'm gonna press, KKK, and then that takes me to a secret link. And then, all of a sudden you just go to this page and you could just click what you don't want to sit next to. I hope that it is one, so I can select the no fat chicks. So I can select the no fat chicks option. And nobody from Mississippi. Oh, crap. Okay.
sometimes they are accommodated for this madness. Now, Black Air France passenger was explaining the racist scenario, not wanting to sit next to her. This is insane. But there's a system that protects it. What's the system? Somebody in authority coming to the Black woman saying, hey, listen, this guy who is exactly the same as you, paid to be here, see, he's uncomfortable. You haven't done anything wrong, but I need you to be inconvenienced by his feelings. Can you move? That part. Okay? Now, the crew.
So nobody is right here. And the only wrong entity is the people who didn't make sure that the console worked. But nobody is right here. Because he is being inconvenienced by you being there. It's a convenience to have an empty seat next to him, and he's being inconvenienced by you being there. But now you're inconvenienced if the flight attendant sent you back to another seat where the console didn't work, or she sent you back to the seat where the console didn't work. So no matter what, it is an inconvenience. There's no, somebody's going to be inconvenienced, and he's just saying, listen, not me. There's an expectation of politeness that's assumed is going to be there between men and women in black and white, which means that there's an assumption of politeness that comes when white people deal with black people, and that's because of white guilt for whatever, past transgressions happened. So there's an expectation of politeness. And then there's an expectation of politeness that men have towards women. She's upset because he violated both of those. That's why she was like, me, a black woman, you're going to ask me, a black woman, to leave. This is because, there's an expectation that all groups of people are polite to you. Now, which is fine. I think that there should be an expectation of politeness throughout everybody. Everybody should have an expectation of politeness in dealing with everyone, except the impolite. Now, the funny thing about black women is that they were born, as an oppressed people, as a doubly oppressed people. They're born with this assumption that everyone is expected to be polite to me. However, I am not expected to be polite to anyone. I don't have to be. And they'll flat out tell you. Remember a couple of days ago, if you haven't, check out the video where I talk about the man who said hello and she didn't say hi. And then all of the people, all of the black women were on there saying, there's no rules that says she has to say hi. See, they expect others to be polite towards them, but they do not feel the need to be polite towards anyone. And that's why she's crying.
But the air crew proved to be extremely unhelpful to her. Here it is.
It was him, and then there was an empty seat, and then there was a son. So they literally sat her in the empty seat. And they made her get up and move because he wasn't happy with the fact that she sat next to him. I think we all paid for the same, it's not first class. We all paid for the same price for the seats. So I'm just honestly confused with what's going on. Right, it's right on camera. Right there.
The problem is that they understand what did you see there?
But it's not his business. I told him my seat is not working.
Okay, you see
They changed it twice. And then the flight attendant, the tall one, I don't know his name, he said, here's two options of seats that you can move to. So I told him that. But even if so, it doesn't. We don't have to explain this to you. No one paid for the seat. I paid for my seat back there.
Okay, the way this story is unfolding, it leaves some suspicion because this is a he say she say situation. he said you didn't tell me why you were sitting here. And you saying, you know, I did tell him that my console was broken, but I don't have to tell him. I mean, so either you told him or you didn't, which is kind of significant because, you know, it's like, because then I would ask more details. Like if I was an arbitrator, I would say like, okay, so you dropped the bottle at 11:30. Like I would be like that, and her whole story would unravel. Gosh, I want to do that to somebody one day. You dropped the bottle at 11:30. Oh, I really want to do that one day. Anyway, yeah, it's suspicious because what's the follow-up questions? Because she said he kept asking me questions. Like, what questions did he keep asking? You didn't really say that, you know. And then you said I don't have to tell you anything, but you already told him something. Why would you say I don't have to tell him anything after you told him something? You know, her side of the story got a few holes, you know, and we're getting the interpretation from what the flight attendant is saying about his side of the story. He's sitting there with his son.
The problem is that he didn't understand why what he see there.
But it's not his business. I told him my seat is not working.
Okay, you see your
Exactly. They changed it twice. And then the flight attendant, the tall one, I don't know his name, he said, here's 2 options of seats that you can move to. So I told him that. But even if so,
Okay.
we don't have to explain this.
So there's 2 seats. I'm thinking like before. Before I was thinking that they sent her back because this white girl is her friend. And so that's the original seat. I'm assuming that if they flew together that you know they would sit next to each other. So she wound up back at her original seat with the console. But they said, okay, there's 2 seats open. You could sit next to this guy, or you could sit at this other open seat. And she chose to sit next to that guy. And then some words were exchanged. Once again, some he say, she say. And then it's like, okay, well, it's a good thing you have another option. Why not go to this option? But instead of her just going to the other option, you wanted to film on TikTok and cry about it. By the way, woman, that feeling that you have right now, that feeling, that's called rejection. You know that thing that you like doing so much? Ain't nothing like turning down a popping nigga that's famous. You know that thing that you like doing so much? That's what it feels like to receive it. That's what it feels like to receive it. It's like when an undefeated champion loses. It's like, see, and he's like, oh, that's what that feels like. That's what it feels like to get knocked out. See, I didn't know that. That's what it feels like to actually get knocked out. Got it. See, this is what that is what rejection feels like.
No one paid for the seat. I paid for my seat back there.
understood what was talking about the guy on the other side. I'm not sure he heard what was the problem.
But you understand what we're saying? It doesn't matter what the
It's
problem
not the
is.
seat. You did not buy the seat. Why do you care?
If it wasn't me, someone else could have been sitting there.
I'm sorry. Can you just please get up? He's just really not happy. The flight attendant said, I'm sorry. He's just not happy. Can you please get up? In a seat that he put her in. And she did nothing.
Sounds like a company needs to send the employee to their innate bias training.
Yes, well, they don't have an innate bias training class because stuff like that is stupid. And that's why this administration is getting rid of it. You see, innate bias class isn't, if there was a class that, just taught employees how to get along with each other, that's one thing. But this isn't it. An innate bias class is teaching you how to put up with the crap of people who are more of a minority than you are. That's what innate bias is. Dudes like this, holy crap. Somebody said, I wonder if the guy was an American. Well, he's fat. So I'd say yes. I'd say yes.
Why was his comfort so much more important than hers? Start there. Put a full mask. Michelle.
There was a way for both of them to be more comfortable. This poor dude in the background being filmed. Yeah, he looks fat enough to be American. And besides, like, all French people have berets on, so he's not that. But anyway, he's, what do I want to say? There's a way for both of them to be comfortable, and that is take the second seat. You have the option to make all people comfortable, but instead you decided to put them on TikTok. I don't think that this white girl is your friend. I'm actually going to go to her Instagram and see if you are there. I don't think that that's your friend. I think that that is the second choice, because they said that you had two choices and you could have sat next to him on an aisle seat, or you could have sat next to the white girl in a middle seat. You didn't want the middle seat, and I don't blame you. So you chose to sit next to him. But this white girl is not your friend. When you sat down, she said, "What happened?" And instead of forgiving her attitude, because she's not, she's not bound to put up with your crap the way white guys are, or the way men are, period. You decide to give her an explanation, and she's like, "Oh, how dare he? I'm going to put this on Instagram." Holy crap.
Moment pictured here is a nurse practitioner. She saves lives.
I don't care. I don't care. And guess what? If you let them die, I don't care. I would give a completely different coverage of the story. I mean, that would be really just like poetic justice. If he was to say, "Oh, I'm suffering from fat, middle-aged, balding white guy disease. Is there a nurse in the house?" And you just stood over him and was like, yes, there is. I would have been closer to you, but I'm actually stuck in between people because you wouldn't let me sit next to you. So yes, I'll help you because I'm obligated to do so. But before I do that, I just want to finish this last paragraph of the dictionary. I'm going to finish the Q section of the dictionary, and then I'm going to help you in your suffering. I was like, okay, that's funny. That would be a funny story.
Who was traveling with her friend, Christina Maneker, a hair and makeup stylist, when this encounter occurred on Air
think they're friends.
France. Christina would explain further what happened to her friend Michelle. Quote, "It broke my heart and had me fuming to see my friend treated like this. Her TV didn't work on our Air France flight, so a flight attendant reassigned her to another seat. But the man sitting there complained, and instead of standing up for her, that same flight attendant made her move again. She was in tears the rest of the flight, and he knew she was crying, but never even apologized. The crew on Air France did nothing but file a report while we were in the air. We were both in complete disbelief of how this incident was handled, shaking my head.
Dang.
Yeah. Sorry this happened to you. Obviously, it was an emotional experience, and this individual validates the reality of bigotry in this world.
Holy crap.
But he does not validate or confirm your worth or your value. You are the person who can experience, let's say, heaven, because you appreciate diversity. I would imagine that a man who can't sit next to a beautiful Black woman has to be in a hell of sorts every day of his life in a doubt.
That man is not in a hell of sorts. Now, there are men who are sitting next to Black women right now in complete and total hell. Like, afterwards, he just minded his own damn business. While they're filming him, he's just like talking to the people next to him. You know, having a slap happy good time. By the way, I went to her Instagram, and I don't think that they're friends. So the woman is apparently a hairdresser, because like all of her photos is just like of other people's hair, but she's not in it. And it looks like she dresses hairs for weddings and stuff. I don't think they're friends. Yeah, just saying. I think that, you know, that was the next available seat, and she put her there. And they became friends over the long flight. It's a long flight, you know, from Paris to Dulles. You're crossing the Atlantic.
Diverse global society. All right. Yes, some thoughts.
Yeah, this is how entitled people learn how to be entitled. Yeah. This racist entitled man complained that he had to sit next to a Black woman, and then the flight attendant then asked the Black woman to move to appease the racist man, thus, cementing his entitlement within him. So now she is dealing with this traumatizing thing that has happened. And I don't mean to exaggerate what she's going through, or I don't want to speak for her, but these are bullying tactics that are being used against grown people, right? And I don't want to diminish the emotional effects that these types of situations can have on people. Because even though she's just sitting there, she's dealing with it beautifully, this is still something that she shouldn't have to deal with. It's still something that she's going to think about when she can't sleep at night. She'll be like, remember when that happened? And it's not going to feel good, So all of these little microaggressions, and I say,
once again, this is what rejection feels like. I know you don't understand, but this is what rejection feels like. It's just that we don't lay awake at night thinking about it. Just like she would rather have an empty vagina than have it filled with the last guy that asked for her number, he would rather have an empty seat than have it filled with you.
Micro, because nobody was physically hurt, but this was very much
is moving towards something. If I'm gonna take a step towards somebody, if I step into John Jones' face, that is aggression. Asking that someone gets out of your space is not aggression. I repeat, Asking for somebody to get out of your space is not aggression. Aggression is moving into somebody's space. See, I like to call everything aggression, just like they like to call everything assault or abuse. This is financial abuse.
And now you have to deal with it. And so while she is being shaken by this whole situation, that man is just sitting there kikiing with the other people on the plane. So it's really like an alternate reality that people live in, right? Like the world is a different place for different types of people. And some of us understand that better than others. But this man, like, he seemed also very well aware of his white privilege in this situation, because he knew that if he just spoke up in this situation, that the flight attendants would side with him instead of with this Black woman nurse practitioner.
Yeah, and the irony is,
the woman specifically said we're not in first class. The irony is they're in first class. Why is he overdressed? What's with this dude? Like, she's like at her home with the violin in the background and the wallpaper and stuff like that. And, you know, he seems like he's in studio with the Muslim suit without a bow tie type thing going on. I mean, I'm seeing the chat room. Apparently he's not well liked. I see his titles and I know it's race baiting, but you know, I just moved past it. But he was the only one that covers this because he's the only one that cares. And he's the only one that cares because he's the only one. He's the type of person that just sits around like, oh, I got action. This could possibly be interpreted as racism. For all we know, he goes home to his Black wife or Black adopted kids or whatnot. And, you know, and he would have a 2-story home, but he have a 1-story home because he uses all of his money to donate to the NAACP. Like, for all we know.
which means there's significant space that you don't have in other seating arrangements.
Yeah.
So it's not as if.
Yeah, but there were other seats.
There you go.
All right. Okay. So now that we have that out there. So story time. Oh, wait. Here's another one. Actually, I'm going to cover this. I haven't seen it. Like this came up here. I'll show you. So Black woman kicked off flight after man says he felt threatened. Okay, let's take a listen here. I'm not gonna listen at the whole thing. I'm just listening at part of it. I haven't seen this, so first time watch.
It happened. Black.
But make up stuff about what?
Absolutely not.
But make up stuff about what? What could have possibly happened?
That's buffering.
We never got on to anyone or did anything. Who is they?
The captain and the flight attendant. They can't go.
We don't know anything that happened at all. I'm just letting them show. The guy in the front said I don't know what he said. We don't even know what happened, but if they put their hands on me, I'm calling the cops.
As to what led up to this.
Okay, my first question is, was she Black? That's my first question. And I think that's a valid question given because of course, you know, at the moment the camera turned on, so did her white girl voice if she's black. But her friend, the person who got kicked off with her, seemed to be white. So what in the hell? Let's see what's going on.
Event, here's some of it.
And when I got on the flight, I put my backpack under my front seat, and the flight attendant asked me to move my backpack. I said, that's fine, there's any more space up there. So I got up and I said, if I can move this bag over, then I can fit my bag right here. And I touched the bag above me, and the guy next to me got up and yelled at me and said, do not touch my bag, do not touch my stuff. And I said, okay, like, I'm sorry. The guy started whispering to his wife next to me. He got up and he said, I'm threatened. I feel threatened. And he yelled at the worked uncomfortable. He said that it was a race thing and that he felt threatened because he's white and I'm black, and that I mentioned something racist towards him, although I never spoke to him. They're off of the flight. And they said, oh, it's a race thing.
They went first.
Okay. This sounds Jussie Smollett as hell. I'm gonna keep it a buck. This sounds Jussie Smollett as hell. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. All right. So, story time. Years ago, somebody sent me a music video, and it was Drake. And oh, hold on. Hold on. We're gonna get to that clip there that y'all heard in the background just now, but Drake came out with a song called Nice for What? And it goes something like, you know, y'all really be piping up on these niggas. You gotta be nice for what on these? And I'm thinking, like, when I first heard it, I didn't even like pay attention to the hook. I'm keeping it buck. I wasn't even paying that close attention to the hook. Because somebody asked me to give my expert analysis of the music video. And my response was that, well, this seems to be, because I was really paying attention more to the visuals than the whole what was going on, what was being said in the lyrics. And I told her that it reminded me of the 50 Cent video where they were talking about, you just a window shopper, you know, and making fun of people who can't afford the stuff that they see in windows. And when that video came out, I was thinking that, you know, he's making fun of you. He's making fun of you, the people who are buying his album, right? You know that if you don't have $50,000 to buy on to purchase earrings, he's talking about you. You're making fun of yourself when you do that. And I got the same vibe from that, because like the women on the music video, and it was like Issa Rae and the chick that played on Blackish. They were all like highly successful businesswomen. I'm like, well, that's not the norm, that's the exception, you know. So to make a song about that means that, you know, you're the people who are watching thinking that they're that, but really they're getting the Issa Rae character in that trope coffee, or they're doing the makeup of, you know, the rich and successful actress. You know, that's they're selling them a fantasy. Basically, they're listening to the music thinking that they are like these women, and they're not. Most women are not. So that was my take on it. And her response was, well, when y'all make a song about, and by y'all, she's talking about men, maybe even black men. When y'all make a song about the stuff that you like, we listen. But y'all don't listen when when we make a song about. And then she said we, I think she said we, in reference to Drake, who's a black man or something like a black man. Her response was very weird to me. And she said, when we make a song about what we like to do. And I'm like, being successful isn't something that you just like to do. It's really more of a state of a being. So her response was so weird that I had to re-listen to it. So I'm like, what is this broad talking about? And then I re-listened to it, and then it's like, y'all really be piping up on these niggas. You gotta be nice for what to these niggas? And I was like, wait a minute. This nigga made a song about being a bitch to men like him. Seeing that there is no justification, you need a valid reason to be nice. You don't default nice. And if you are successful enough, you can be a complete and total bitch and everybody has to put up with it. That's the thinking. And she said, this is what we like to do. We like to pipe up on niggas. And we have to be nice for what to these niggas? So here we are years later. And this is why you should be nice to people. Or else people are going to not want your company. They're going to be as unwelcoming to your company as they possibly can over time. Once they get tired of putting up with you, piping up on these niggas, once they get tired of that, there is going to be a social backlash, and you are receiving that social backlash. Right now, you are receiving that social backlash. These two flight examples and that one Jay Alexander's example is them responding. That's why you get food thrown on you. That's society response to your desire to treat people like shit. And if you don't believe me, when I say that black women have a desire to treat people like shit, let me just give you some evidence to this. So I go to TikTok and I type in something here. That's not the one. I did a couple of TikTok searches. I think it's this one that I want to share. And it was something to the effect of, and I didn't type in a race, but it was something to the effect of, do you have to be nice to people? Right? And let's see what TikTok kicked back to me. And y'all could do this experiment yourself. You could type in something like, women don't have to be nice to men. And look who's on TikTok backing that up. I mean, so right now we have 5 black, 1 white. So 80% of the first 6 people, no, let's just say 5 times as many black women and then 1 white chick. They have become the face on justifying being bitches. Don't be nice to the man. Never be nice to a man. Stop being nice to men. Stop being nice to men. You can't just be, we're only 13% of the American population. But for whatever reason, we're like 70 to 80% of the bitches that want to act up, that refuse to be nice. Don't be nice to unattractive men. Holy crap. You can't afford being nice to men. We're going to click some of these. We're going to get into it. Stop being nice to men who don't deserve it. You know something? I'm going to click this one because I think she might have big titties. Well, let me see if there might be some bigger ones down here. Oh, there's Shira 7, so I'll click hers too. Actually, let me click Shira 7's first.
I don't know why women act like they have to be nice. You don't have to be anything. You just have to look good, and you can get more like that than being nice. Let me tell y'all the truth. You can get more by looking good and being mean than being nice. Only be nice to people that's nice to you. Define mean. Okay. If you tell someone something and they blatantly ignore it, or they blatantly don't do it, or they blatantly say I'm not doing that for you, then they shouldn't be mad if you go get whatever you needed or wanted from someone else. All right? Because if you deserve it and you know you do, and they know you deserve it, and they say no to you, that's being mean. Or if they're just saying mean things to you, or calling you mean names, or telling you that you don't deserve something and you know it's not true, that's being mean. If people are trying to brainwash you and belittle you, that's being mean. So it depends on what you think mean is, man. I'm not getting ready to put up with nothing that doesn't make me smile. I don't know why women act.
Okay, I want you to take this philosophy and I want you to put it to the white people in the scenarios that I just gave. I'm not going to put up with nothing that don't make me smile. So when this black woman comes and sits next to you on the plane, he's taking that philosophy, right? I'm not going to put up with anything that don't make me smile. She's not going to make him smile, so he kicks her ass off.
There's one thing that I want younger girls to know. It's that you do not have to be nice to people that are making you feel uncomfortable. The other day I was grocery shopping and I went into this cashier's aisle.
It's funny because it seems like these white people are taking their advice. You live by a bitch, you die by a bitch. They're following your rules. You don't have to be nice to people that make you uncomfortable. That's exactly what that white dude was doing. Just saying.
She was a very pretty young girl, probably late teens, early 20s, very nice. And I saw that the cashier next to her, which was maybe a 60-year-old man, and I'm being nice when I say that, was definitely like in her space, and he just kept asking her about her weekend. And it seemed like he wanted her to like tell some more details, or he was trying to flirt, and he just kept saying like, oh, well, you know, there had to be more that happened. There had to be more. You hold it out on me. You young. You not out there having y'all know how it goes, right? She was clearly uncomfortable, and she was clearly not trying to like give more information about her weekend, but she was also being nice. She laughed it off. And so when I came over and she's like checking out my food, we're making small talk. He goes back to his register. And before I could even finish my payment, he's over there next to me, like right next to me, asking her again about her social life and her weekend. And I left, and it bothered me because it made me think about when I was younger. When I was 16, I worked at a cart in the mall, and it was a family-owned business. We were like selling massage stuff. And there was an older Asian man at the cart next to me, probably in his 40s or 50s. And he would, you know, chit chat with me. He had a cart right next to ours. And, you know, at first he was nice. Then he'd start making jokes. Then the jokes increasingly became a little more inappropriate. And then finally, he just straight out sexually propositioned me. And I quit that job that day. Like, I did not come back. And the owner was a very, very nice guy. He was concerned. He called my house.
Okay. I'm starting to think that women relish each and every single instance of sexual attention they get. Because she looked like she was 16 maybe 40 years ago. And don't get me wrong, some of the stories I tell you was from when I was 16. But that was like a really nothing story. Men like vagina is the moral of that story. A man flirted with you to get in your pants is the end of that story. Now, the new story you're doing is you're teaching young women to be bitches. To be unpolite, to not have respect for your elders. Yes, it is annoying being polite and being cordial to people. Sometimes it is inconvenient. Having to say no thank you as opposed to no! The fuck away from me! You know, it is. So because a man, had inappropriate desires, and I say inappropriate because I'm assuming he wasn't 16, or you live in a state where that's not the age of consent. But, nevertheless, because, a man had inappropriate eyes for you, years ago, you teach a whole generation of young ladies to be bitches and wonder why society treats them like bitches?
And my mother explained to him what happened. He was upset, and he said that he was going to report that guy to the mall authorities and that I was always welcome back. I didn't go back. And I just remember feeling the need to be nice to him, even though I felt uncomfortable with his energy way before he got to that point where he propositioned me. And in part, it was because I was raised to respect my elders, but also just as a young girl, I wasn't taught what it meant to be assertive. And I really wasn't.
Okay, I'm going to tell y'all something because I'm sick of that fucking word. Assertive is not a real word. I'm going to repeat that. Assertive is not a real word. It's a made up word. It's a word that women use to church up being a bitch. And I could prove it because I'm smarter than these bitches. Damn, my leg, Ashley. Hold on. Lotion that up right quick. All right. I'm going to prove it. So there's 4 basic personality types or approaches to situations. There's passive, there's aggressive, there's passive aggressive, and then there's assertive. Now, when you take passive aggressive, which is the intersection between aggressive and passive, it's like, okay, so we're doing intersections between aggressive and passive. How come there isn't an intersection between assertive and passive? Or how come there isn't an intersection between assertive and aggressive? You want to know why? Because assertive isn't a real fucking thing. And that's the truth of it. Assertive is really just aggressive, but you're doing it in an articulate way. So people will respond to your aggression differently because it's not done in a hostile manner. However, it's still aggression. Get it? Got it? Good. So you can't intersect assertive with aggression because they're the same damn thing. And you can't intersect assertive with passive assertive, because you already have passive aggressive, which is the same thing. So when they think that they're teaching their kids to be assertive, no, you're just teaching them to be aggressive. And she's talking about being taught to respect your elders is a bad thing. Listen, I'm going to tell you a story, right? I like to tell stories, as y'all know. Years ago, I went to PetSmart, right? It's actually a real funny story. I went to PetSmart. I remember exactly what I got. I still got it. I'm not going to say what it is. Y'all come to movie night if you want to find out. But I went, because that's another story. I went to PetSmart and purchased an item. Gave about $20. It cost maybe like $7-8. They gave me a 10 and some change. Didn't really think about it. Put it in my pocket, right? Next morning, got the 10 in my pocket. Stop off, pick up some donuts, right? So, gave the donut girl a 10. The 10 that the PetSmart gave me, and it was a little China girl, or Oriental. Maybe she wasn't Chinese, but she didn't say anything. She just tapped her mom on the shoulder. I'm assuming it's her mom, and gave her mom the 10. Right? And by little, I think that she like worked the donut shops in the morning before she go to school type young, right? Maybe they're little people, so it's hard to tell their age when they're young. But that's how she did it. She just like, here she's dealing with a grown black man that could snap her in two, and she gave her mom the 10, like, hey, this is what happened. Now, the mom came to me, and the mom was like, this is not real. And I looked, and I was like, oh, crap. I got hit with the okie doke. PetSmart gave me like a fake $10 bill. Now, that's just how counterfeit works. Somebody gave it to them. And somebody gave it to them. They didn't catch it. And they gave it to me. I didn't catch it. I gave it to this girl and she caught it. That's how counterfeit works. So I got caught with a counterfeit 10. And I was like, oh, damn. I apologized and used my debit card. Like, hey, I'm not trying to get over on some donuts or nothing. I got too, and that was the end of that. And my point is that her way, the Asian girl who probably was the same age as this woman here when she had that experience with the guy in the booth next to her, the proper way to deal with it is to still maintain respect for your elders, but report to your elders when another elder is behaving in a way that may force you to not be respectful. And that's exactly what this China girl, that's exactly what this Oriental girl did. She went to her mother, the elder, and says, we have a situation here. And it was immediately rectified. I went to PetSmart and I told him, like, hey, this is what happened. Here's my receipt. You see, you gave me like $15 and change, and this is fake. I'm a grown man with an income. I don't have to do all this for $10. I'm just saying, like, y'all gave me a fake 10. He said, I don't know what to do. I was like, I don't know what to do either, but but he reluctantly gave me a real 10, and that was how the situation ended, But the child stayed in a child's place. That's the moral of the story. She didn't quit and tried to get me arrested or some crap like that. This is just retarded.
Taught about boundaries. And so that's just what I wish I would have said to that young lady at the register. Like,
so her whole response is to not have respect. See how it's completely different than the donut girl? Her response is to not have respect for your elders and then teach each and every single preceding generation to be as disrespectful as possible to their elders.
You don't have to be nice. Like, these people see that you're uncomfortable and they don't care. Like, that's all a part of the process. You don't have to be nice to anyone that's making you feel uncomfortable. There's one thing that I want young.
You don't have to, but you should. That's why Asian women get treated like Asian women, and you get treated like you. On TikTok with a damn snuggie and a wig, telling young girls not to be respectful to their elders.
You should be nice and kind to everyone, no matter if they hurt you. So this is kind of like the delusion that men live in. They expect to be accepted exactly how they are. They expect women to always forgive them. They expect for their...
That message could go for men as well. You should be nice and respectful. Yeah, you should be.
You can be kind and you can be respectful, but don't be nice. Come from the position of what you want, what you need. Being self-centered, being rooted, grounded, and centered in your emotional needs, your desires for a relationship, what it is that you want, and then choosing from that level of awareness. Now you don't have to people please because you're not waiting for someone to choose you. You're not waiting to be picked. And I always say it is better to be single and happy than to be.
Ever notice how a black woman is always about fucking them? It's always, this is about being nice to men, but they somehow relate it back to sex somehow and getting what you want from men. That's why Shira 7 popped up. As weird as the last white chick was, she wasn't on that. He's trying to fuck you. So, we should, be nice to get what we want. And we shouldn't be nice if we don't get what we want. It's nothing like that. There isn't any, quid pro quo with them. It's always about money and pussy. And even in my story, it had nothing to do with it. This is all about PetSmart and donuts. They're always with that in their mind. They always walk around, black women always walking around with the, how much money can I get and how little pussy can I give? They always walk around with that. Jesus.
Okay, ladies, we really.
I called it. It was something about her face that made it look like she had some nice sized titties. Okay, so let's see what she has to say.
Really need to talk. We low key, high key need to talk. I even wrote notes on my phone because I'm so rattled. Okay, I just finished watching maybe 5 TikToks back to back to back of women from Toronto, UK, US, late 20s, early 30s, white, black, North African, the whole gamut, right? And these are all dating stories, and they were all terrible, very, very bad. And I'm like, what is happening? And I've come to the conclusion that it's just this simple. You guys are giving these men that you don't know far too many chances. Far too many chances for men that you don't know. For men that are negging you. For men that are not being nice to you. For men that are disrespecting you. Far too many chances and far too much niceness for a man that you don't know who is showing you the opposite. And I know that this comes from our socialization and indoctrination as women to be nice and niceness above everything, even at your own discomfort and your own expense.
Oh, crap. Okay. I haven't seen this. Just so y'all know, I haven't seen this. I was just scrolling through the title I found it ironic when, I was I type in being nice to men or not having to be nice to men, and a bunch of black women come up, where everybody in the world uses TikTok, but black women are the face of not being nice to men. But yes, so far, 100% of the black women, because this has nothing to do with relationships, bring up relationships. because what I was hoping for was like general interaction nice, because the reason what I was looking for was the man on the plane. That was a general interaction nice. And what I'm saying is the reason why a lot of people aren't nice to Black women, because Black women are not nice. They're not reputed to be nice. People are recognizing the pattern and they're retaliating. But I did not expect that it somehow comes to their pussy, just like with this woman.
And I just want to encourage anyone, because I know there's a lot of young girls on this app. Like, I want to encourage you to stop doing that.
And it's the same pattern. Older, single, and with the exception of Sugar 7, but older Black women teaching younger Black women to be bitches. While everybody else is teaching their children to be, sugar and spice and everything nice. Y'all teaching them to be, weed tattoo and low IQ. Somebody said at least she's kind of cute with her makeup on. She has nice titties too, from what I see. They should be a little bit upper, but definitely smashable.
First of all, there are more than enough videos on here that explains how niceness has gotten women killed, gotten women assaulted, all of that stuff. And I'm not even talking about the most extreme examples. I just mean like...
Okay. Niceness gets women killed. Being an obnoxious bitch gets women killed too, but you're not going to tell them to stop doing that now, are you? I'm tired of seeing women getting beat up and killed, so I'm going to tell them to walk around being obnoxious to everybody. Because that's safe. Pissing everybody off is the safest thing you can do in society, right?
Like, stop putting up with things that don't serve you, that are not good for you, just to be kind, just to be nice, and to save face. Because I'm sorry, reality check, you're not saving face. You're not doing it for the plot. You're only hurting yourself and letting someone get away and thinking it's also okay with doing that to you. Forget about the fact that he may probably do that to someone else. Let's just focus on you for a second. He is mistreating you and you are not saying anything, thus letting him think that that behavior when it's towards you is okay. And it's not. And in all of these videos, these were men that women met off dating apps. So the candor and maybe like the approach is a little bit different than someone that you met in real life. But a guy that you meet on a dating app and he's being inconsistent, like, you don't need to go on a date with him. If he can't be consistent to even lead up to the first date. You can't even be
consistent to the topic at hand, because, we're talking about being nice and you're talking about dating apps. You're talking about guys you're dating. Okay, let's move on. Move away from your tits. Okay, this is music.
If you date men going forward, you're not going to be nice to them. I have been nice to guys.
Okay, I don't want to hear about your booty.
A man recently tried to attack me, y'all. So I was talking to my coworker at work. I was telling him, we had a whole 3-hour conversation about how I don't date men that don't have stable transportation. I don't date men that have children. He has 3 kids, no car. He was like, oh, understandable. Well, I just want to be friends with you and stuff. We can hang out. I was like, so you're not going to be mad if I talk to guys in front of you? Because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk to niggas in front of you. He said, no, I would even say I'll talk to other people too. I'm like, okay, so be friends. I have many guy friends that are not fucking weirdos. We're friends. We've been friends for like a good 2 weeks. Yesterday, he was texting me, calling me bae. Today, he was like, can I tell you something and don't be upset? Now, y'all know what the fuck that means. I'm like, what? He's like, I just think you're so beautiful. I would never force myself, but I just think you're so... Now, get the fuck away from me. Now you gotta go. A man recently tried to attack...
What in the fuck Does any of that have to do with what you stated here? Don't be nice to men? They take it as
Tag me, y'all.
an
So I was talking.
invitation. It always comes down to, see, I'm glad I'm watching this with you. I'm watching this first time with you. But I'm glad that we're getting to see this because they're way off topic. And that's because the only topic that goes into their head is pussy and money. It's like that's all they know. Wow. Somebody says she's over 40. She's over 32. Wall laughing at the hyena. Okay, listen, ladies. If you're over 30 and you're dating men over 30 and you can't find a dude without stable transportation, it means that your box is trash. It means that everybody with a car drives past you. That's what that means. Now, I only see all your bonnet and half your face, but that's the truth of the matter. You can't get a dude with a bus pass? Or not with a bus pass, but well, even you probably can't get one with a bus pass. You're dealing with the dudes that pay every day, trying to get with you for a place to stay. I mean, you 30 plus talking about I don't deal with dudes without stable transportation. I get it if you're 22 and you're dealing with a 22-year-old, because I actually had that discussion in college with some chicks. But even back then in the 90s, even back then, girls were saying like, you can't get with a girl without a car if you don't have a car, meaning that one of you have to have a car. They wasn't saying that you're required to have a car to get with any chick. They're saying that if you don't have a car, if you're on the bus, you got to find yourself a girl with a car, which makes sense. And this actually was an argument that years earlier that they came with on that Play did on the movie House Party, where he said, listen, you got to get with Cindy and I get with Shireen because your dad is always home. And in the projects, there's always somebody home. You're never going to get a chance to smash. Y'all don't have an empty house to fuck in. Me, I got an empty house to fuck in so I can get with a project chick because she can come over to my spot. You got to get with a chick who has parents that have a social life. So they would really just spit in that logic. But we're not in our 30s talking about I need a nigga with a car. You are down bad as fuck.
And this is what really gets me, because it's like,
oh crap,
I can't even be myself. Like, I don't really consider myself a nice person, but I'm definitely kind. I definitely like to have.
The fact that you are splitting hairs between nice and kind, one is a subset of the other, but they're almost mutually inclusive. Completely mutually inclusive. They're almost synonymous, to be perfectly honest with you. This chick is saying, I'm not a nice person, but I'm a kind person. I don't like listening to fat women, but I'm gonna listen to what this one has to say. Oh, wait a minute. Let's look at the conversation. Yes. No longer nice, but definitely kind. Shut the ignorant ass bitches. Damn. Get on my fucking nerves with this semantics. This is you looking for a loophole to be a bitch.
Fun. and crack a joke and giggle. I like to keep it light. I like to keep it friendly and sweet and simple. Like we can't even be ourselves. Like I have to change my entire personality, the way that I navigate life, the way I navigate relationships and people in order to be safe and in order to not be bothered and like preyed upon. It's so irritating to me. It really, truly is. I hate it. I hate it so much. And it's taken so long. I'm about to be 30. It's taken me so long to get to this point where I'm like, you have to change how you navigate life. You have to change how you talk to men. Like they will take anything.
As I stated, it all comes back to relationships, dick and pussy. Oh crap.
Why does your man become mean to you? Because you ain't mean enough to him.
Oh, is this Shira 7?
Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's why, ma'am. Think about it.
She smiled, so this means that this was before her third facelift.
So that's why I'm mean sometimes. Exactly. Can't be too nice to these dudes. Can't be too nice to men.
More of
They
the
will take you
same.
for granted.
Uh-oh, this one.
I want another thing. Stop being nice to these men. They don't want no nice woman. They want somebody that's mean to them. You over there trying to figure out what to do, helping him in situations and scenarios, things coming up in his life. You look like Pete Misha. That's what you look like. Don't help no grown man. Don't help no grown man. Hear me when I say this, and don't be nice to no grown man. Men love mean women.
Holy shit.
You being nice to him ain't gonna make him nice to you. All it's gonna do is make him act worse. So when he act up,
Okay. Because this mentality, and they wonder why nobody want to sit next to their ass on the plane. They wonder why men like not nice women. Like, okay, is that why the world treats mean black women so well? Is that why you're being treated so well by society? Because we love bitches. Just ask no one. I mean, I guess that's why black women are at the top of the list, right? Because we love bitches so much. Jesus.
you act wronger. It's not a word, but you need to do the most. Show him who's really in charge. You get what I'm saying? Men love when a woman is mean to them.
These bitches are complete retards. And here's the main problem with black women. They watch too much TV. And it roots in their brain and it affects the entire culture. Because you know where they get this from. And this movie came out probably before these bros was born. They got it from The Color Purple. They got it from The Color Purple. These women are gravitating towards the Suge Avery trope personality, where this was a woman who was an obnoxious bitch, but still was beloved by everybody. That is fantasy. That is fiction. In reality, if you go to a woman's house, look that woman in the eye and say you show is ugly, she will beat the shit out of your drunk ass. She will stomp you in the dirt field, and then she will say, now you show is ugly. That's what actually happens. That's why black women are always in odds with each other, because y'all are trying to outshig Avery each other. Notice how there was nobody else in the movie with that personality, because if you get two people like that together, they'll clash. They didn't even have any scenes with her and Sophia, except when Sophia was docile because she got her ass whooped, because that's what actually happens when you go around being a bitch to everybody. That's what actually happens in modern times. You know, women like Celie, who just admires your moxie, don't exist anymore. These poor abused housewives that just get turned on about how you stick up for yourself, those don't exist anymore. So you have women who are just as quote unquote assertive as you, and when y'all meet, y'all personalities will clash. And you have men that are just sick of your shit. And when y'all meet, he will say, I don't want this bitch sitting next to me. And then you're going to sit and cry racism, because you're crying because it ain't shit you can do to back up your fucked up personality. You know, I mean, it's not like you Debo or some shit like that. Like, so yeah, you're crying because it ain't shit you can do to back your fucked up personality. You're just hoping that you're relying on chivalry that he'll put up with your shit.
Get out of that.
And you're still stupid enough to think we like it. Wait, you think who does that? Who brings a woman to his house and then, you know, let her talk shit about his wife and then throw food on the wall? I got your eggs. It's sunny side up. Shut the fuck. That don't happen in real life.
Oh, my heart just so good. You can have a good heart. You sure can. But be mean and get what you want. I'm tired. I'm tired of y'all being nice. And nice gets you nowhere in this world. We see that on it. So if you were looking for a sign what to do today with that man, be mean to him. Get what you want out of him. Be mean to him. He gonna be lying and manipulating you anyways. Manipulate him back. Lie to him back. I don't know why y'all think men.
It always come to pussy and money. Each one of these. It just keep coming to pussy and money.
Always tell the truth, because they don't. They'll never tell you the truth. I don't care if you think you got the best man in the world. Don't ever say what your man won't do. He'll show you. He'll show you what he really about. And then you got to show him who your daddy made. Y'all have a good Saturday. I want another thing. Stop being nice to these men. They don't want no one.
Stop
Oh shit.
caring about being nice to men. Nice is performative. Nice is circumstantial.
Well, it is circumstantial, but being nice is performative to bitches. It's not performative to nice people. It's just them being themselves. It is performative to people who are not nice. They have to perform. Kind of like me. If I was dumb, I would be performing because I'm a smart person. If for me, being dumb is performative. Because it's not who I am. So for you to say being nice is performative, it means that you're a mean bitch.
Nice is situational. Kind? Yeah, sure.
These bras are trying to split hairs between nice and kind. They keep words like kind in the deck so they can have like a positive word to describe themselves.
Respectful? Yeah, cool. Nice? No.
I'm kind and respectful, but I'm not nice. You see the crap that these broads are on?
There's no valid reason to be out here being nice to men. Men in general are not nice people. So why are you being nice to them?
Well, why are you being kind and respectful to them if they're not nice people? You can't answer that question because your whole logic is flawed, extraordinarily flawed.
Who cares if they get mad? Who cares if they get upset?
Who cares if they get mad? The woman who was in the on the airplane crying, the woman who got kicked out of the restaurant and had food thrown on her, the women who get kicked off the plane, like all these bitches, they're the ones who care.
Having boundaries, having standards disqualifies the unqualified. If a man is upset that you are not nice to him, good riddance. If you're a kind woman, a woman with character who has respect, boundaries.
They're complaining about the disrespect. They're not and the lack of kindness.
Stands on what she believes, firm. That's it. Nice? No. Stop caring about being nice to men.
Oh crap.
You cannot afford being nice to a man. You will become an easy target for manipulation, abuse, getting walked all over, cheated on. It's not worth it. It never was worth it. But see, you were taught to believe that you will get a promise in the end by being nice to people, especially to a man. You don't. That's not.
These broads are slow. I'm telling you, weave tattoos and low IQs. These broads are slow. A man cheats on a woman. Men cheat on women all the time. I've cheated. Many of you in the chat room have cheated. Was the reason for cheating because she was nice? Let me tell you why I cheat. Because I want more pussy. And if you don't understand that, it's because you're stupid. So your philosophy, your conclusion from when a man cheats is that, yeah, she shouldn't have been nice. Else he wouldn't have cheated. Because men don't cheat on bitches? Is that what you're getting at? You're stupid.
How they're programmed. See, they're here to take and take and take and take from you. When they notice a nice and understanding woman, they say, oh, I can manipulate this girl. Here go a dummy. She's lost, naive, not wise.
Yeah, because we think you're so smart.
And you're wondering why you keep going through the same situations. It's because you're nice. You have to get rid of her. You have to get rid of being a nice girl and start having self-respect. When you start having self-respect, you will not allow any man to do any dumb shit to you.
So nice people don't have self-respect. These broads are. Oh, white woman. Here we go.
Ladies, don't be nice to ugly men because they wouldn't be nice to you if you were ugly.
Ah.
I went from a former ugly girl, mediocre girl. I've been all of it. And I've reached the, I guess I've.
You know something? And I'm not saying this because she's white. I'm saying this because it's a fucking fact. That is true. I do treat women I'm attracted to a lot better than I treat women that I'm unattracted to. Now, there is a level of cordial respect that I give all human beings. So it depends on how you treat guys that you deem ugly. You know, because there is a line that I don't cross when dealing with ugly broads. You know, I don't treat them poorly, but I don't treat them as well as I treat women I'm attracted to. Absolutely. because they don't deserve it, because they're ugly.
Reach the good looking. I'm considered good looking now a little bit. They're way nicer to me now. In fact, I can say really mean stuff. I can be demanding and they give me what I want. I saw a hot girl turn around, scream in a man's face the answer to a question he had in a very obnoxious way. And he said, "Oh, she's so cute. All you have to be is hot." They don't care. So treat them how they would treat you if you were ugly. If they're going to be that demanding of us, of just basic human respect and kindness based on our appearance, then we should do the same.
Now, this is where I disagree with her because I don't feel that when she was unattractive, so she probably went through some surgeries or something like that. I don't think that when she was unattractive, men weren't. See, here's the problem. Here's the difference between how I treat unattractive women and what she's talking about. Me not being interested in you is not poor treatment. Just like you not being interested in me would not be poor treatment. I wouldn't say, if I was to say, hey baby, you looking good. You mind if I give you a call later on? And you say, oh no, thank you, I'm taken. I wouldn't say that you mistreated me. Same if I was to say that to a woman. But however, she would conclude that that's mistreatment. And that's because she knows that if she was more attractive, the results would be different. So really, it's just a reminder that she's not attractive, which she feels is an insult. To her, me saying no thank you is really just saying you're not good enough to service my need. See, you're rejecting me is, you're saying that I'm not good enough to allow to service my needs, meaning that you would be the one in service to me sexually. Me rejecting a woman is saying that you're not good enough to serve me. So they take it as a greater insult. They take rejection as a greater insult. But it's not an insult from him. So he's not being mean to you. And these guys who rejected you when you were less attractive, they're not being mean to you by not treating you like an attractive woman.
And don't tell me you're watching this video because you like my face, man, because we know you are. You don't even care about my attitude. I just bash the shit out of you. And you're going to say what? Oh, she's so cute. I know how you work. I have a guy on here said, I want you. Why? Why do you want me? Because I'm cute a little bit? That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Then you're stupid. Then you're a dizzy broad who's not worthy of being attractive. You're stupid. Why do you want me? For the same reason why you got the fucking surgery, you dizzy bitch. God damn. I think that there's a drug out there that they mama took and they're that type of baby. Oh crap.
It's actually kind of scary how I treat guys that I'm not attracted to or don't like at all. Like, why am I being randomly nice to a man? It's actually kind of scary how I treat guys that I'm not.
Okay. I'm not going to respond to that.
He's going to run into a girl that says, I hate your outfit. And he's going to love it. He's going to eat it up.
Okay, I had to stitch this video because I literally just posted something like a week ago where I was out with a man, and I just, like, if I don't like something, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to be respectful about it. I'm going to come from a place of honesty, but it's like, if you're with me, you value what I think, no? And I do think that we are a generation of women who are way too freaking nice to men who don't deserve kindness. You can be respectful, you know, you can be polite, but y'all are being nice and you don't need to be nice. I don't like the way that.
You know what it is? It's smacks. I figured it out. It's fucking smacks. It's fucking smacks. See, I got a theory and I'm smart, so you listen to me. I know exactly why these broads are fucked up, especially the black ones. I know exactly why they are fucked up, and I'm gonna show you. Hold on, hit the like button. They're all saying the same shit. I'm kind and I'm respectful, but I'm not nice. What the fuck? I know exactly what it is. Here, I'm gonna show you. Ooh, I can't stand these broads. No, not snacks. It's smacks. Here, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. It's fucking smack babies. This is smacks. Smacks is a cereal. And I think it's discontinued now. So it used to be a cereal. And you want to know why it's discontinued? They don't tell you this. Because all of these fucked up bitches' mama was eating smacks while they were pregnant with these broads. And they grew up to be complete and total fucking retards. These are fucking smack babies. This is what happens when your mama eats smacks while you are in the womb and you get some residual smacks. You just get all fucked up in the brain. These bitches are near retarded because they mama ate smacks. What the fuck, you fucking smack baby? Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Your mama was eating this as opposed to prenatal vitamins, and that's why you all fucked up. That's why you're all fucked up the same way. That's why you all have the fucked up brain and the same fucked up mentality because your mama ate smacks. You're fucked. I hope this new generation, now that smacks is out of business, I hope this new generation is better. What the fuck? It probably passes on through generations. Your grandmama ate smacks and you're an obnoxious bitch right now with fake hair. It's got to be like a root cause to make such depravity. It might be Golden Crisp too, but I do know something fucked them up. Something fucked them up, and it had to have. This is the primary. It could be a number of things, but I'm telling. This is the prime suspect. This is the prime suspect. I think that this is like patient zero that fucked these bitches up. Just like when you see the zombie movies and you don't know like what made the first zombie. I don't know what made the first obnoxious bitch, but I can tell you that I suspect that it smacks. All right, back to the topic at hand. Golden Chris has the most annoying mascot. Let me tell you something. When the frog got fired from Smacks, He grew up and he went to the WB. And he remains to this day the most annoying mascot ever. That's the same fucking frog. Y'all didn't know that, did you? The Smacks frog is the same frog. It's the WB frog. He just took the hat off. It's the same fucking frog. It's the same frog they used to get black people to do everything. It's the same fucking frog. That is the most annoying mascot that has ever existed. WB. They call it W, so black people will watch it. Black people who can't pronounce W. That's why they make up words like diggums, so your dumbass can eat it.
All right. You know what? Let's be real with ourselves for a second and just unpack this, shall we? First things first, y'all just like to lie for no reason. You guys just like to lie for no reason. There have been so many videos I've seen.
We don't lie for no reason, bitch. We don't lie for no reasons. We lie for pussy. Hell is wrong with you? I have a perfectly good reason to lie, and that's to fuck you.
Videos, I've done this myself, where I have dated men, where I've seen other women who have dated men that they weren't necessarily attracted to in hopes that they would be better than their type. They thought to themselves, oh, you know, well, he's a little bit on the shorter side. He's 5'8", you know, and he doesn't really make the same amount of money as me, but he seems nice. And you know what? My type has hurt my feelings in the past. So, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and try. I'm gonna go ahead and give this person a try. And then y'all are trifling too.
You damn right.
So you don't know what frustration is until
you damn right. You think average looking men don't have the right to be trifling? Fuck is wrong with you? Listen. If fat women have the right to be stuck up bitches, then average men have the right to be trifling. Average men, they want to do what the handsome men do. Yes, average men want to be trifling. You damn right. And there's no apology for that. There's no apology for that. You go to an average guy because you think it's a low-hanging penis, don't you? You see, I know exactly how these broads think. You want to know why I know? Because they try to pull that shit with me because I'm a nerd. And they're like, oh, you know, I'm used to dating such and such, but, you know, you so smart and blah, 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 blah. Bitch! Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But deep down, but then you find out the hard way. And by hard way, I mean through my penis. You find out that I'm a trifling ass East Oakland nigga. And you want to know why? It's because of you that I'm like this. You see, it's not that I'm like this because I'm innately like this. And I don't even think like the guys, you know, the non-nerd dudes or the godface niggas or whoever you was messing with before, I don't think that they're like that either, just as a default. See, you tell on yourself. And when you do tell on yourself, you determine how to treat you. You tell me something like, you know, Oh, you're so different than the other guys that I've dated. It's like, okay, so I'm not your first choice. I'm your safe choice. Meaning that you're not going to respect me the same that you would your first choice. So this relationship is going to be temporary. And by temporary, I mean this relationship will last until one of us get tired of fucking each other. Until one of us get tired of fucking the other. That is the length and breadth of this relationship. Now, when that day comes, and it's inevitably gonna come, I'm not gonna marry your ass. It's inevitably gonna come. You're gonna call me trifling. Like, you're just like the rest. You damn right. They don't want to have anything long term to do with you the same way I don't want to have anything long term to do with you. Somebody says until you run out of money. Well, it depends. Actually, it don't depend. Believe it or not. And if there are other nerds in the chat room, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. It's not about money with nerds. It's about stability. It's about fidelity. It's about being the exact opposite of what they assume trifling niggas are. And because truth be told, if it were about money, there's more money dealing with niggas than it is with nerds. Though nerds make money, we're reputedly misers, and because we don't tend to have the same lifestyle habits that they do, it's harder to convince us to. And once again, if there's a nerd in the chat room, correct me if I'm wrong. It's hard to convince us to spend on the same stuff that they do. For example, if she smokes weed, and if she was with a nigga, it would be expected that he supplied the weed and alcohol. However, if she's with a nerd, that's an ask. That's not a let's go get some weed, let's go get some drink and get fucked up today. That's, you have to ask him to buy you weed. Can you buy me alcohol? So it is different to get money out of a nerd. It just is. And they know that. So when they're fucking with nerds, it's typically on some other shit. It's typically looking for stability, or really it just, in my experience, many of them are doing that just to know that they're able to seduce a certain demographic of men that they would assume would be unattainable. And some of them just do it to feel smart themselves. And some of them just do it because they like me. But I mean, if you hit me with stuff like this, if I sense the red flag, see, that's the difference between men and women. When women see a red flag, they abort. When men see a red flag, we put on a condom and eventually abort.
You've been lied to, manipulated, cheated on, gaslit, dismissed by someone you were never really attracted to in the first place. Like, what do you mean, bro? You were a personality hire. You were lucky to even be here.
Yeah.
If I knew you were going to be on this kind of bullshit, I would have been.
And that's why the relationship will end. You think that let's just take me for example. If you think of me as a personality hire or somebody who's lucky to be here, you think I want to marry your ass? No. You're going to get pumped and eventually dumped. And you're going to call me trifling afterwards and you'll be like, oh, I was supposed to just stand in the disrespect indefinitely. Do you know how that plays into my brain? Do you know how that plays into my brain when a chick says stuff like that? Yeah, you lucky to be with me. Like, damn, I can't wait till I get tired of fucking her. That is exactly what goes on in my brain.
Been with somebody I was actually into in the first place. I need y'all to be real with yourselves and start saying the quiet part out loud. You want women to settle. You want women to settle. You want women to go against what they really want to make an exception for you. And then y'all have.
No, I don't. I really don't. I would prefer it if, because you're pretty, I would prefer it if you were with me and you didn't think of it as settling. Then perhaps the relationship would last. But if you go into a relationship like I'm settling for this person and he gets wind of that, then guess what? Pump and dump. Oh, he's so trifling. It's like, no, he knew he was being settled for.
The audacity to not be shit too. What sense does that make? I don't think it's wrong for a woman to want her partner to make similar money as she does, to have a similar job as she does, to have similar ambitions as she does. As far as height is concerned, I mean, personally, I don't got beef with the short kings. Okay, I have no beef with the short kings. Some of the best, situationships that I've ever been in have been with short kings. So, the height thing, whatever, let's throw that out. But to say that the men that are, that are tall and that are attractive and that are making money, that they're not settling down, they're settling down, babe. Like, what are we talking about here? I think the consumption of all that red pill content is starting to warp your brains a little bit. It's starting to warp your brains a little bit because y'all would rather complain. Y'all would rather complain.
It's like 36 people in here right now, right? This community is not that big. It's not. As y'all can see from my suggested, when I watch a video, it'll have a list of suggested watches, and y'all see all kind of Star Wars and stuff going on, and Game of Thrones. Those have way more. That is a much larger community than the red pill community, but they still threatened by that. They're still threatened by that. They are so threatened by the red pill community. Look at this chick.
And blame women for the reason that you are single, perpetually single, and have never touched a woman in the first place. Y'all would rather complain instead of, I don't know, doing the work on yourself to make yourself a little bit more of a viable option, to make yourself more competitive in the dating market. Mm-hmm. You would rather cry about it than do something about it. And that's also not very attractive to your average woman. Because for me personally, ain't nothing more unattractive than a man that complains and does nothing about it.
Listen,
that a man that complains about things that are easy.
I know it ain't unattractive to I know that there's nothing less attractive to a woman than to be a red pill content creator. That's why I'm a motherfucking chess piece, bitch. You could be sucking my dick tomorrow and not know it. And I changed my voice. I know it's not attractive. That's why I'm a fucking chess piece. You're dizzy, bitch. The days of correcting a man's behavior because, you're not going to fuck him if he continues to do that, those days are gone. And I'm a chess piece. So I might fuck your ass anyway.
And then he does nothing about it. That is just talk about the Sahara, okay? It's not attractive. It's not cute. And let's be real, fam. Is that even working for you? Is it working for you? Do you have a girlfriend?
Do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a boyfriend? Because think about it. You get on complaining about how both ugly and by how both handsome and not so handsome men are fucking you and leaving. You get on doing what you are accusing red pill men of doing and then saying it's not attractive. Adore. That's what's keeping you single. Adore. Last time I was on a date, this wasn't recent. It was maybe like a year ago. Last time I was on a date, and a chick asked me, "Who's Kevin Samuels?" I said, "Who?" She asked me something about Kevin Samuels. You be listening to Kevin Samuels and those red pill dudes. I was like, who? I pretended like I didn't know who the fuck she was talking about. I know this shit's unattractive. I even did a video. I explained to y'all, don't bring this shit to your personal life. Do not bring this shit to your dick. Y'all need to stay football logos and eye emojis and snowflake emojis and shit like that. Y'all need to stay that. This is not going to help you put dick in mouth. It'll give you wisdom and insight and save you from wasting time. And this never happened, but if a woman ever said, "You sound like GameChanger," I'm like, wait, what's a game changer? What, you mean like video games? What are you talking about? Like, you trying to say I look like I play video games or something? Or I sound like I play video games? I don't. I already got it set up. Fuck that. You trifling. Shut the fuck up. Hit the like button.
Friend, are you sleeping with anybody right now? Probably not. Probably not. And I can see why. Because, ew. In closing, you're lame. This comment was lame. And I feel really sorry for you. I feel really sorry for you. Okay. All right. You know what? Let's be.
Oh, that is hilarious. I got to see what else she's on. I got to see some other stuff. I sound like a lot of people, but I look like a chess piece. Older. Oh, and she's from Cali. So yeah, I might just be. I hope you're watching. The next dick you suck might be mine. And there's nothing you can do about it. She's from California. YouTube, y'all need to stop hurting your own feelings. Okay, I want to see where she's going with this one.
I am a firm believer in not. With that being said, why are so many middle-aged white women getting on this app and saying, well, guess my age, or this is what 45, 50 looks like, and then getting upset and in their feelings when people make mean and rude comments? Should people be making mean and rude comments? No, but this is the internet. People have no filter. So if you know for a fact that your skin isn't thick, why are you setting yourself up like this? I have always been told that I look extremely young. I am 32 years old. Personally, I feel like I look my age. I feel like I look a smooth, between at the absolute youngest. To me, I think I look between 28 and 32. But
here you do look young. On your thumbnail picture, you look older.
But anytime I tell people in real life how old I am, they assume that I am between the age of 20 and apparently I max out at 25. Now, would I come on this internet unprovoked and say that I look like a 20-year-old? Personally, no. No, because what y'all are not going to do is hurt my fucking feelings. And I know I look young based again on the way that I am perceived in real life. But you see what I'm saying? Like, I know that I wouldn't want anyone to say anything mean to me about my age, about how I look at all. So you know what I'm not doing? Coming on here and putting myself in a position to be
Okay, so looks like she was just looking to humble brag. I don't have time for no crap like that. Let's see.
On the rare occasion that someone attractive does come into my DMs, I don't respond to them either when they do that shit.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry. If you think that being fine is enough to float you into my good graces, you are sadly mistaken.
Oh,
your girl's not superficial. I am not a superficial woman. So if you think that, again, you just gonna come in and just bat your eyes and like that's gonna be enough, like, no, I'm sorry. I'm the type of person who will legit pick someone who is average looking over someone who is conventionally attractive just based on how I was treated and how I was pursued. If the person who was really attractive just was like, oh, well, I think that you fine and I want to take you out, versus someone who was, maybe not as attractive. I'm not saying like ugly or anything, but let's just say, maybe 2-3 steps down, shoot, even 3-4 steps down in attractiveness from the other person. If they came with personality, if they made me laugh, if they made me smile, or if I could tell like, oh shoot, like, you really thought about this shit in a way that wasn't like creepy and weird, I'm going with the latter. I'm going with the latter. Like, maybe I'm weird for that shit, but
you weird for another reason.
Like I said, lots of people tell me I'm pretty. You're not telling me anything that I don't even already know myself. So thank you. But what else? I'm not attracted to people who are arrogant. And it just feels arrogant to me thinking that, just because you're fine, that you can do the bare minimum and that's going to be enough for me to want to, jump on you. Like, no. And I say all of this as someone who, on the off occasion that I shoot my shot.
Wow. I want y'all to think about what she's saying now versus what she said in the other video. Remember the whole DEI hire? The whole, personality hire? So here's what we have. We have a woman who rejects guys because, they are self-aware because they're handsome. And then we have the same woman who takes average guys or guys who are 3 or 4 steps below. She takes them anyway, but she treats them as if they are 3 or steps below. She calls them personality hires or DEI hires. Meaning that she could never get with a man that she actually respects. If she feels that a man is so handsome that she must respect him, she just ignores him. She leaves him unread in the DMs. If a man is average looking, she dates him, but he should be what did she say? He should be grateful that I gave him an opportunity.
I make it known. I make it absolutely known so there is no confusion to you where you and I stand on something. if I like you, you'll know. And it's because, like I said, I don't want you being confused about what message I am trying to send to you. So if I move like that, right, I think it would only be fitting that I'd also want somebody who moves like that. On the rare occasion that someone attractive does come into my DM.
So that was 5 days ago. I want to see how long ago was the other video. Why in the fuck is she doxing a nigga? Okay, I can't find the other video that she did. But that one was 5 days ago. I'm wondering if she did it like after, but it's only a few videos after. All right, I'm gonna see how she doxed dude, and then I'm gonna go.
Body Slam a Stud Day. Body Slam a Stud Day is funny just because of the name of the trend. And before Super Stud stitch my video with their physique in the gym, I just want to say stand down. Stand down, you're not cut like that.
What stud rejected you or fucked your girl? Like, this was weird. Ooh.
Was a little weird.
Y'all have gotten so brazen that y'all have gotten on the internet. Y'all get on the internet and talk about and are literally like, he looks giddy about the idea of putting his hands on women. Because I don't give a fuck what anyone. But even with all that being said, there are still women. Why are you giddy about putting your hands on women, bro? Only bitches put their hands on women.
Okay.
I don't know any real man.
I didn't know what that was about, and now I know, and I don't want to hear more. But yeah. She either really likes his sweatshirt, wants everybody to know she's from California, or she does a lot of these in one day. I think it's the latter. The lattermost, that is. Anyway, enough of this. Let me go to the next reel. What the hell? There was one brother that said something. I want to go from here, go from that. Give me a second. Y'all hit that like button. Dang, I wish I had it queued up. Because it was like it was like a perfect response to what she just said. Okay, it's not that one. Let's see. All right, give me a second, Sean. Let me say, are you eating cereal? No, I'm eating I'm eating rice. I'm eating brown rice. All right, here we go. Okay. So I'm on the right thread now. Here we go.
Rejecting men. Women love rejecting men. They love it. They put on their best wig, they put on their best outfit, they put on their best shoes, their best makeup, go to the club just to tell you no. Just to tell you no. No cap. They make a whole dating profile with their best pictures, write a whole bio just to swipe left. Just to swipe left. And if they do swipe right, it don't amount to nothing. No cap. They will flirt with you in public and make you think that you have a chance at smashing. You get the number. Soon as you text her, left you on red. She purposely leave on her read receipt just so you can see it that you got left on red, just to boost her head. No cap. Here go your goofy ass. Oh yeah, I got that in the bag. You ain't got nothing, fool. You just boosted her confidence. Real shit.
Okay. Shout out to this weatherman. I or J? That's an I. There's a smudge on my screen. No, that's a J. Yeah, shout out to this weatherman J person. Yeah. And we know that they have this fetish for turning men down because K. Michelle said, ain't nothing like turning down a popping ass nigga. Or a popping ass famous nigga. Ain't nothing like turning down a popping ass famous nigga. So we already know that what this brother is saying is on point. You know, and how many times, if you're new here, subscribe. If you're not so new here, you know, you can give like a reasonable, accurate count. How many times did I say, do not thumb up these bitches? Do not thumb up these bitches. Do not thumb up these They're not going to look at your thumb and fuck you. He is spitting facts. And they do actually go to the club, get dressed up, get their hair, nails, and their eyelashes done and shit, just so they could shoot niggas down. And I mean, just for that reason. Oh gosh, I could tell y'all stories. And really, you don't even have to, guys don't even, they think that interpersonal relationships with women on the mating market is our only experience with women as men. Meaning that all we know about them is what they present on the dating market or on the mating market. No, bitch. We are your sons. We are your brothers. We are your cousins. We know everything. You think that when we were kids and our mama was on the phone like, oh, I got this green dress and watch, these niggas gonna be choosing tonight. I'm gonna shoot down about 10. I'm gonna shoot down about 10 of them tonight. You think that we don't? You think we forgot? You think we forgot? You think that we wasn't listening because Different Strokes was on? Nah. We was listening. We was listening. We was learning about the actions and behaviors of women. We was learning. You think when our sisters do the same shit? When they say stuff like, you know, yeah, he too pretty for me. You know, he's gonna expect a lot. You think we wasn't listening? You think we don't just hear your conversations when we just be out and about? You know, like we'll just be chilling, drinking a Jamba Juice, and y'all be on the phone loud as hell talking to another bitch, and y'all think we're not there. And now we don't even have to do that because y'all put all your fucked up issues on Instagram or on TikTok. So yes, we know for a fact, because we heard your confessions, that you do this shit on purpose. And then later y'all try to announce, even after all the other announcements, like the one the girl just had, like, you know, oh, you think just because you look a certain way that you have blah, 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 blah. No, yes, you do like turning down the more handsome guys and getting with the regular guys because you're looking for that adoration. You're looking to be adored by average men. You're looking to have that beauty deference, which is fine, you know, because I think a woman should be prettier than a man that's handsome always. And you should be recognized as such. However, you turn that into disrespect. You should be happy to be with me. I am happy to be with you, but that doesn't mean that you would disrespect me. That's when it becomes, you know, yeah, I got to step away. But this brother, he's on point. I went to some of his other videos and he said a lot of weird shit, but on this, he's on point. But I hate the lie that come with it. The lie that we just went out to have some drinks. I just went out to have drinks and dance with my girls. It's like, no, you came out to reject niggas. Handsome and average alike. Handsome, average, and ugly. You came to reject. Rich, poor. Ain't nothing like shooting down a popping ass nigga. You see, we don't even have to eavesdrop. Y'all say the stupid shit. Y'all go out to reject. To boost your ego by bruising the egos of men. That's why you will not catch me thumb up in bitches. Yes, I do cold approach because if a woman is beautiful, you know, she's a beautiful woman, and you know, it's not really boosting her ego. Her ego's where it should be if she's a beautiful woman. But miss me with this, you know, because y'all could drink and dance with each other at home. I repeat, you could drink and dance with each other at home. And it'll be a lot cheaper. I don't know, but I know that alcohol, I say I don't know because I don't drink, but I do keep alcohol from time to time for company. So every now and again, I have company of the female persuasion that I know requires alcohol, right? And I'll get it. And because they get like different types, like vodka or Hennessy or something like that, I got like a cabinet full of like leftover bottles, because like they'll take like one drink of like vodka and orange juice or something like that, and I still will have the bottle like left over, and it's still in the cabinet, even though I don't drink myself. So it's really just for company. Where was I going with that? Oh, so I know it's cheaper. Well, I don't know what it's like, because I don't really buy chicks drinks at bars and stuff like that. But I got a feeling that it's cheaper to do it that way than to get it at a bar. But y'all go to the bar to get it. And y'all go to the bar to dance with each other and stuff like that. And y'all dress up. You don't have to dress up or anything like that. You could wear sweatpants and a hoodie, but you don't. You're there for the male gaze, so you can later complain about the male gaze. You ignorant, obnoxious bitch. Five reasons why women reject an attractive man even if they want them. I'm not going to click that one. I'm curious, but I got a feeling it'll be long because he said 5 things. Oh, by the way, I type in rejecting men, and amongst the women at least, look who comes up. She's black skinned. Wait, is this that same bitch from earlier with the titties? Oh, at least she admits it. Okay. She says rejecting men harshly has a negative effect on dating. Finally, somebody who's not a complete moron. Okay. How to reject men respectfully. Okay. Okay. At least they. Okay. Thank you. At least. Oh, I've seen this one. At least somebody's becoming a better bitch. Now. And she got some nice titties.
Okay. So, ladies, you're in your element. You're walking. You could be at the gas station. I'm going to show you how to properly reject a man, okay?
Okay.
So, ladies, you're in your element. You're walking. You could be at the gas station. You could be at the store, whatever, okay? You're walking. You hear somebody, hey, beautiful, black shirt, whatever. They give you a compliment. We're going to say thank you, okay? Let's be nice. Let's be ladies. If somebody gives you a compliment, you say thank you. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, the next step is he tries to talk to you. Can I get your number? Or you look beautiful. Can I walk with you? Can I, you know, whatever that is that they try to say, right? You're not going to say, no, I have a boyfriend. They don't take that seriously. Nobody, boyfriend, what is that? If you're married, cool. You know, you got the rock, that's different. I'm talking to my single ladies, my husbandless ladies, okay? Walking, oh, thank you. Can I talk to you? I'm already spoken for. Thank you. Okay? Did you catch that? Notice I didn't stop moving. I stayed in my stride, okay? Let me give you another demonstration. I'm already spoken for. Thank you. Okay. What do you think he's going to say to that? Nothing. What do you say to that? Nothing. They don't say anything. They always kind of like, they get stuck. But by that time, you're already 10 feet ahead. You're still walking, okay? So what do we do? Recap. Yo, shorty, can I talk to you? Oh, thank you. I'm already spoken for. Okay, that's my TED Talk. I'm going to show you how to properly reject a man, okay? So, ladies, you're in your element. You're walking. You could be at the gas station. You could be at the store, whatever, okay?
I like
you're
her.
Walking.
And yeah, it's not lost on me that, you know, husbandless women shouldn't be like trying to figure out the best way to reject men. They should probably stop and listen from time to time. I understand that. But I think that she was talking to like the women who are single in the sense that they are husbandless, but they have boyfriends. I'm going to give her that pass. She's a cutie to boot. And I have noticed that hotter women reject better than ugly broads. Because they need more of it. You know that dopamine rush that women get when they reject somebody? The attractive women have more guys to reject, so they don't have to make a big deal about it. Unattractive women, they rarely get the opportunity to reject guys, so they like to make a whole production of it. And we're going to show evidence of this right now. Somebody said she looked fun size. She just looked fun. I don't know if this is a skit or not, but follow me with this.
Mad because I want to get my look at him following. Mad because I want to get my look at him following me. Look at him following me though. Patty. Okay, but I told you I wasn't interested. You sit here following, walking me out. Okay, listen, dude, go on. No, I don't see. Ain't nothing about you fly. That's why I told you no. No, I don't need help, baby. You following me out the store shows me you thirsty. You thirsty. You thirsty. Like, gone. No, you disrespecting me, even following me out through the mall, though. Gone. I ain't give you no attention. You petty. Hey, oh, money don't move me, baby. Money don't move me. Money don't move. You look at you. This, I don't need nothing, baby. I work for a living. I don't need nothing. Okay. Look at him showing money. He ain't used to even. He not even used to having it. Look at him. You gonna follow me through the whole lot, man? Gone. Oh, this so bad. He big man. He big man. Walk off with your. Look at him. Look at him. Got all this money on. Look at it. Get your petty. Go. You probably finna come pick it back up. Nah. Yeah, I ain't mad because I want to get my. Look at him following me. Look at him following me though. Petty. Okay, but I told you I wasn't in.
Okay. I'm going to behave as if this is a skit. I'm going to behave as if this is a skit. Because I'm hoping that. Okay, listen. Either way, brother, if this is a skit and you are presenting this as reality, then this is making all of us look bad. One of the main reasons that make me believe that it's a skit because it's too perfect. This is too much of the stuff that women get turned on by. Women get turned on by this. They get turned on by rejecting men and having them pursue anyway. That's why the less attractive a woman is, the more of a production she makes out of rejecting guys. We've seen what the last one did or suggested that others do. This one is making so much of a production out of it, she even made a skit about it. This is role playing for them. This is porn. And not only that, they favor each other in a brother or sister or cousin type way. They favor each other, which kind of make me believe like, hey, listen, could you do this skit for me on YouTube and, walk around with a bunch of 5s and 1s as I walk down the parking lot? So if it's a skit, it really shows, are you entertained? Like, this is what they find entertainment. 35,000 likes. This is what they find entertainment. They get off on rejection. If they didn't, there wouldn't be a need for a skit like this. Now, let's just say it's not a skit. It's still her getting off on rejection because she's filming it. She's like, yeah, you see. And then at the end, after he throws the money at her and walks away, she backs up and starts following him with the camera. Hit the like button, people. Knowledge and wisdom. Hit the like button. Men get angry over women rejection. Okay. Well, that woman got angry when she rejected her off the seat. Now, that sometimes this chick be on point and sometimes she be way off base. I see her on my YouTube feed.
That a woman can
like. And she's a cutie.
Still reject you. What if I told you that a woman can like you and still like you, but their actions are showing you different? They're being touchy with you. They're initiating spending time with you. Most of the times, the reason why women reject men is because they know that he has self-respect and that he'll see something in her that she knows is going to be a problem. So that's why it's like a game to her. Not really, but she thinks this unconsciously that it's a game. She's all like, I'm going to reject you before you reject me. Oh, I think you're going to reject me, so I'll do it first. When a woman is giving you mixed signals, she's either trying to say something that you want to hear, or she's trying to protect herself from danger that obviously is not there. If you guys would like a more detailed version, you guys can go to my YouTube and yeah, just stay tuned. To work with me one-on-one, it'll be in my bio. What if I told you that a woman can like you and still reject you? Guess what? Women lie. They'll say that they don't like you, but their actions are showing you different. They're being touchy with you.
Okay. So this chick right here, sometimes she misses, but this one wasn't one of them. She's spot on with this. Once again, I know this because have mothers, have sisters, have cousins, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They do stuff like that. It don't make sense, but they're women, you know. So there you have it. But yeah, they do that. They do reject guys that they like because they fear of rejecting him themselves, being rejected by him, which really means that they are incapable of securing a relationship. Many of them are, because if you put guys into two categories, right? Guys who are what they would consider on their level or above, and then guys who are below their level. Now, the guys who are on their level and below and above, he's not afraid to tell them when they shit stinks. They don't want to hear that, so they pre-reject that guy. Remember the other woman who, talked about that, how she's like, oh, just because you're handsome, blah, 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 that doesn't mean I get with regular guys. But then the ones who are below her level, at least on the look scale, she acts surprised when they also call her on her shit. Because she's like, you're beneath me. You wasn't supposed to do that. So yes, it is that, which leaves them in an awkward position of they can't get with anybody in any of the two categories that they're with, not successfully, unless they get with a guy who is beneath them, who will never call them out on their shit. All right, so I'll do one more and then I'll call it quits. Actually, I don't even need this. I think Darius Newtow had a good one. Oh, this is a response to it. Okay, so let me click on this. This is perfect.
Women love rejecting men. They love it. They put on their best wig. They put on their best outfit. They put on their best shoes, their best makeup, go to the club just to tell you no. Just to tell you no. No cap. They make a whole dating profile with their best pictures, write a whole bio.
Oh, this is the real guy. I thought that.
Just to swipe left. And if they do swipe right, it don't amount to nothing. No cap. They will flirt with you in public.
Somebody said, or they just don't like you. Somebody in the chat room. There's another one where a woman responded to him. I'm going to see. See? Women regret rejecting good men. All right. I think this is the one. Yeah, this is the one. Okay.
Let me tell you guys the most disrespectful rejection I have ever gotten in my life.
The wrong one.
I approached this chick in Whole Foods, right? And she had dreadlocks like me. And I asked her, hey, look.
All right, I clicked the one next to it. I meant to click this one. Why does it keep coming back to this?
Let me tell you guys the most disrespectful
I clicked the one next to it. Is TikTok funny like that, or
I approached this chick in Whole Foods, right? And she had dreadlocks like me.
Okay, so there's a light-skinned dude here. There's a fat chick, and then there's a light-skinned chick. So I'm clicking the fat chick. And this dude keep coming up. All right, I give up. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm not gonna try to figure it out. Somebody said the app be on some BS sometimes. I got logged out when I tried to log in. Okay, so yeah. Because that was like the third time. I'm like, wait, I know I'm clicking the right one. What the hell is going on? But yeah, if it's acting funny. But basically, a fat woman just responded to what the light-skinned dude said. It's like, maybe we're not interested in you. It's like, okay. Why did you get dressed up to go to... Okay. Imagine, y'all know how Jehovah Witness come to people. They wanna knock on your door, tap on your window pane. Imagine if Jehovah Witness went to people's door to not convert them. And that is exactly how weird these women are. Like, oh no, I didn't want to convert you. Then why are you out knocking on people's door? What you think, I'm just out with my friend knocking on doors. That's how they look at it. Like, oh no, I came, I got dressed up, I got my hair done, I got my makeup, I got this and this, just so I cannot get hit on. I went to the place where people hit on people. No, it's actually like going to the Jehovah's Witness temple, expecting them not to try to convert you. No, if I were to do that, if I were to go to Jehovah's Witness temple, it would be because I want to reject their attempts to convert me. Yeah, playing games. All right, let me look up Darius McTow. He had a good little run on that. Oh, River TV has something interesting. Okay. I don't know how to spell Darius. Okay. Fortunately, the computer spelled it for me. All right. I think it was him. I hope it was him because I really want to show this to you. Yeah, it was. Video from 2 days ago titled, Is This Becoming Normal? Going to share this with you, then I'm going to head out. OWT.
I think you're beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
What's your name?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, Katya.
Katya, nice to meet you. I'm
Nice to meet you. Unfortunately, she has a boyfriend. I hate to break it to you.
Listen, this is why men are not approaching women.
You didn't hate to break it to him. And I think she do have a boyfriend. And I think that, because she's attractive too, I think that he made the mistake of speaking to the one with the boyfriend. I think she's the single one and the other one is with the boy, has a boyfriend. And he picked wrong. It happened to me. I'm pretty sure it happened to many of you in the chat room. And there's nothing you can do about it. There is absolutely nothing you can do about it. You can't be like, oh, well, actually, nope, it's too late. You done already made it clear that you think her friend is hotter. Any relationship that y'all have, like even if y'all get married and she was the maid of honor, that's going to taint it. Like you would rather be fucking her, wouldn't you? You have made it clear that you would rather be fucking my friend. You can't start a relationship under such shaky ground. You just can't.
Like all it is when these chicks go out, it's the fridge protecting the snacks. Notice how she was like, talking to him.
I like that
thank
analogy.
you. And then guess what? The
Not
jealous
the Darius
friend.
him.
tries to, oh, she has a boyfriend, this is that. Okay, let her say that. Like, this is why
She did co-sign.
men are not shooting a shot. All you women that go out and go in groups and everything, all y'all looking to do is to shoot men down and protect the women, because all it is jealousy. It's envy because that female, that friend that you have is more attractive than you. She's getting the attention. And women always compete and fight over attention.
These words are true.
Look at this. He just approached her. Hey, how you doing? Yada, yada, yada. You pretty. Oh, she has a boyfriend. Crazy.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I think you're beautiful.
Oh, thank
Oh shit, there's a black one.
Look how they just holding hands. Why do chicks do that? Like, ain't nobody coming to get y'all.
Was that a black one?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, Katya.
Katya, nice to meet you. I'm
Nice
Daniel.
to meet
Oh
you.
no,
Actually,
she's just like a Arab or something like that.
she has a boyfriend. I hate to break it to you.
It's okay, thank you.
I know she can talk for herself, but we actually have somewhere to go.
That's not what I said. I just said have a great night and she's beautiful. Oh, excuse me? Excuse me. You're beautiful. Like, you caught me off guard.
$100. $100.
I was talking to your friend.
I don't give a
I was
Give her
talking to your friend.
$100.
And they wonder why men don't want to sit next to these broads. This isn't a black thing. Like, when you treat people, when you put out in society that it's okay to be rude, you think men aren't going to get the memo? Somebody says simps ruin the game. Well, they don't help, but I don't even know if simps has anything to do with this. I don't know what the fuck this is.
Women think they're better than you guys. They really do. They think that their time is so much more valuable.
I don't think anybody's sending her any damn money. See, there do exist guys who will pay for a woman's number. It's rare, but I know this. How do I know? Because somebody actually did that with my cousin, and she showed me. Literally, actually, he didn't pay for her number. He paid to give her his number. She was on the East Coast. She sent me she sent me like the screenshot and everything. I was like, what the fuck? Now, this doesn't she's in her 30s. This is the only time it's happened to her. So it's not something that's regular and occurring. And she's in a relationship. So like nothing happened as a result of it. But it's not going to happen because you ask. If my cousin would have asked him like $20 or something like that, or $100, it wasn't going to happen that way.
Within yours that you should pay for it. I can just go on Backpage or go on whatever site and be a pay for play guy. It's like just a genuine interaction, and you talking to a woman in public. Oh, what are you doing?
She could get it in the background.
Like the women I've approached in my life that is somewhat worked out is when the women were alone. The grocery store, library, at the gym, here and there, because they weren't with a friend. And these friends, they always bitter and mad. Like they always try to sabotage something because they're alone, they're not being approached. These are the same chicks that if you got a relationship with that woman, that chick will sabotage. She would say, "Oh, you should leave him. You shouldn't talk to him no more." $100? This is sick, man. This is why men are not approaching.
I was talking to your friend.
I don't give a
I was
Give her
talking to your friend.
$100.
She's combative. It's always a combative, bitter one too.
Give her $100.
Why are you being so rude?
You go get bruised.
No.
You see her? And look at the friend though. You could tell who's going to be single for a long time.
Okay, here's the thing. women get tired. Women see that as a rejection, and it is the ultimate rejection. Um, it's the ultimate rejection for guys too. I have like God-faced friends and family members. Um, I never really gave a shit. I just accept it as a rejection. But I mean, I also get rejections directly to my face. Every man does, even the handsome niggas. Even God-faced dudes. I know that because I have friends and family members who are God-faced dudes. So I don't really care too much, but women do. Women think it is. You might as well just like spit in their face and call them ugly when you approach their friend first, and it happens rapidly. It happens like all the damn time. Like every time there's a guy who approaches, they always approach their friends first, and eventually it gets to them, and then it explodes to them making a scene on the streets like this.
These chicks be just insufferable, man. Look how she looking. Goofy. And this is going viral, and people are talking about it, and they wonder why men don't approach women. This is why. This is why we're not shooting our shot. Now, we'll probably talk to a woman.
I remember, and it was the same demeanor. I remember this happened to me too, right? So I was out at a club, and I seen this chick that my partner was talking to. And I was just chopping it up on some friendly stuff because it was my partner. He wasn't his girl, but it was somebody she was talking to. And this chick walks by, and for those of you who don't know, I'm funny in real life too. So a chick walked by, pretty chick, and she, not on purpose, but she rubs her titty on me, right? So I turned around and I said, please don't rub your nice pointy titties on me. Joking, right? Because as I said, I'm a funny man in real life. And then I turn around and continue to talk to the person that I was talking to, right? Because I wasn't flirting. I had already the club was over. I already had my flirts in for the night and shit, right? That's just me being a funny brother that I am. Funny nerdy dude that I am, right? And then her less attractive friend looks at me, and she was like, come here, she did like the fingers, right, to wave, and the other girl was standing there. I was like, oh, okay, I wonder what they want, right? I don't miss an opportunity for more humor, so I walks over there, and she was like, how dare you tell her to not rub her titty on your shoulder or some shit like that. I was like, well, if it'll make her feel better, she can continue to rub her titties on my shoulder. So I'm still joking. This bitch was dead serious mad. And why? Because nobody was giving her any attention, right? And then she said something to the effect of, you don't have to be ostentatious, right? And I was like, I don't have to be what? She said, what? You want me to spell it for you? And I said, you know something? I actually do want you to spell it for me. And then she just looked at me and said, you're ignorant. And I looked at her and said, and you can't spell. And then I walked away. And I continued to talk to the person that I was talking to. No, I said bye to the cute one. Walked away and continued to talk to the person I was talking to. I don't have any time to deal with no fucking ugly ass friend who can't take a joke. Fuck her. But that shit is funny how jealous she got. And this is just, I wasn't even hitting on it. This was just like a random game changer style joke, which is the type of shit that I do. I'm a funny motherfucker. Damn it. Somebody said, did you end up having a threesome? I do tell a lot of stories. Very few of them end that way. Very few of them are going to end that way. Have I had my fair share of threesomes? Yes. Is there a story behind how it happened? No. And that's because threesomes tend to happen when things go as planned. And stuff going as planned isn't a real story. So that's, that's why my stories will never or rarely end like that.
I mean, if she's by herself, maybe, and say hello, they tend to be way more pleasant. But this is a classic case of the fridge protecting the snacks because they're bitter and jealous.
You go get bruised.
No, I was talking to her. You do that every day. Excuse me, I have a question. Are you guys
What my God, man. It seems like when they're with their friends, they get so bold and it's our time to crap on men. Get away, go away. Not like oh man, these chicks gonna be single and alone for a long time, man. It's like approaching women nowadays, especially at night when they're in groups of 2 or more, is a humiliation ritual.
Excuse me, I have a question. Are you guys like just relax?
Beat him. Put your hands on him. I'm not the friend that you call when your man is acting up, because I'm gonna.
Wait a minute. Did I just hear this? Did y'all hear that?
So this is showing a clear pattern of behavior, and that pattern is because these women, I will give it to them, they do look nice with their outfits and shit. They showed up to shoot niggas down. And the less hot ones don't get the opportunity to shoot men down, so they shooting them down for their friends.
Beat him. Put your hands on him. I'm not the friend that you call when your man is acting up, because I'm going to tell you to put your hands on him. I'm going to tell you to beat him.
Women always give the worst advice.
Yeah, that is the.
Why would you fight a man?
That is the absolute worst advice. And they wonder why bitches like this get kicked off airplanes. And then when they tell their side of the story, so I was just minding my own business, and he said, "Get the fuck off, you no hair nigger." Yeah.
Who's 5, 6, 7, 10 times stronger than you? Why? I mean, I'm not surprised it's a black woman that's saying this, because they be ready to throw blows even with the men that they're with. Let's be real. Oh, come on, man. Here's the thing, these chicks gonna take this advice. Somebody gonna take this advice, and they will end up on the wrong side. The blind leading the.
I watched a marathon of The Wire. Y'all probably seen it was on HBO. Watched a marathon of The Wire recently because I love that show. I hadn't seen it in a while. And on season 2, there was this skinny white dude named Ziggy. And Ziggy was getting fucked with by this big white, longshoreman dude. And these OGs came to him and was like, "Hey, you gonna put up with this shit?" He was like, "I don't know. He's kind of big." Then it was like, that's water weight. He's all pussy. I seen him in the gym. Or no, they say I seen him in the shower or some shit like that. He's nothing. He's a punk. He's a pussy. And then he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Yeah, go ahead." They gassed him up. He walked up to dude and tried to steal on him. He hemmed him up, put him on this truck thing, lifted the truck, and then put him on top of a fucking a shipping container and made him stay up there the whole damn day. Why the fuck? That's what she's doing. She's doing the same shit. She's setting these bitches up to get fucked up. Like, oh no, men can't fight. Ignore those muscles. Ignore the fact that he has bruised knuckles and a cauliflower ear. Just ignore that. He's not gonna do shit. That's this bitch. I swear,
line straight off.
They get fucked up by a nigga named Mike Turner or Ike Tyson.
Off a cliff. That's all this is, man. It's sad, man. Talk about beat. Like, why not just leave? Why not just walk away from the situation?
When your man is acting up, because I'm going to tell you to put your hands on him. I'm going to tell you to beat him, because what else can I say?
Everyone has a freaking boyfriend except me.
With a right, left, you toothless. Then I say, goddamn, he ruthless.
Yeah. Do you date boys? No. Do you talk to boys? No.
Bro, this dude keeps following me. What the heck? Why are you following me?
Oh, I was gonna say you're very pretty. Can I have your number?
I'm sorry, your breath kind of smells bad. I'm sorry.
Hey, excuse me, ma'am. I got a question. I just thought you were really pretty. I was gonna see if I can get your number real quick. Oh, okay. Hey,
yes, men who are in shape, who y'all consider Chaz Tyrones, they get rejected all the time as well. Listen, a lot of women reject you because you are attractive. A lot of women.
Now, remember what the other guy was saying. And this goes back to you dudes that be in the chat room, like, oh, they pick and choose. And it's like, listen, they reject all. Y'all think that Pookie Ray Ray don't have problems? Or y'all think that just because she's not fucking you, she's fucking somebody else? No, these bitches are just not fucking.
They just have this defense mechanism. They have this RBF, this resting bitch face. And they're like, okay, I'm just gonna reject this guy. I don't care. It just, I got a boyfriend. Nope, leave me alone. And y'all want, listen, rejection fatigue is real, man. When you out there approaching, you just get tired after so long, man. Like, you just.
They really be smelling like tuna once you pull them. I mean, okay, here's the thing about the whole rejection thing. I don't blame them. And I can't really get mad at women for being that way. Because what other way is there to be? You think you know yourself. FBA, Kevin Murray, people in the chat room. You think you know yourself. You don't know the self that you would be if 10 women a day told you were handsome and you could fuck any one of them. You don't know the self you would be if that were the case. You don't. And after a while, you'll be on some, fucking rooms full of baby oil shit. It does fuck with you. I can't even be mad at these women for being fucked with because, first of all, and I'm not saying 10 women a day. The dating market used to be better for men. And I know that men didn't really appreciate how good they had it at the time. So they just didn't. So, and especially if you just happen to be a God-faced dude. So yeah, I do know that power corrupts. And that is a form of power. So I can't even be too mad at them for being that way. I can, however, be mad at them portraying falseness of men when it comes to that. It's like, listen, or just lying about that in general. Like, listen, you're in a privileged position and you're having fun. Because I'm a baddie having fun. It's like, okay, you're having fun because you're in a privileged position to do so. I get it. Keep my name out your mouth. Like all the other stuff, you can just leave me alone with that. And when I say me, I'm talking about all of men. Like, you could just leave us alone. You don't have to enjoy all of the attention and then go online and complain about the attention. That is where I draw the line. It's like, listen, I don't mind you enjoying the attention. I don't, because you can't fuck every man that wants to fuck you. So you're going to reject a lot more men than you fuck. That's just the nature of numbers. You're going to reject a lot more men than you fuck, unless you're one of those chicks. I think she had like 1,011 in one night or some shit like that. Unless you're one of those type of chicks, you're not gonna fuck. You're gonna reject more men than you fuck. I get it. It's no shade, and even I don't shade you for whatever you base the rejection on. However, your commentary afterwards is subject to critique. Somebody said, I'm mad at the fact that most women have nothing to offer besides pleasure. They don't have good conversation skills or reciprocal energy. Yes, but they do offer pleasure. That's the way they look at it. They don't have anything else to offer but pleasure because that's all they need.
How to pick up artists and dating coaches say just keep trying. It's a numbers game. But after so long, man.
I agree.
Listen, after so long, and here's the thing, it appears as though the women who are unattractive, they reject you the worst. The women who are below average or average.
You're not wrong in that assessment. And I think I live in a completely different part of the country than you do. You're not wrong in that assessment. That is an extraordinarily accurate assessment. And there's a reason behind that. And that's because they need it more.
And looks, they reject you the most. So don't think that they easy.
Pretty. I was gonna see if I can get your number real quick. Oh, okay. Hey, excuse me, man. I was just gonna see. I thought you were really pretty. I was gonna see if I can get your number. Oh, okay.
Excuse me. What the fuck? What's... She was with her dude. The fuck is wrong with this nigga? Okay, now that was just weird. Peep this.
Are unattractive, they reject you the worst. The women who are below average or average in looks, they reject you the most. So don't think that they easy.
Pretty. I was gonna see if I can get your number real quick. Oh, okay. Hey, excuse me, man. I was just gonna see.
Yeah,
I thought
that's
you were
her
really
dude.
pretty. I was gonna see if I can get your number. Oh, okay.
Excuse me. What school I go to?
I love the fucking car. Go away.
I live
Bye.
closer, but
What's up?
all of y'all are so pretty, but
Thanks.
especially you.
Go away. She has a boyfriend.
Yeah.
You see how they do? Listen, here's the thing. If a woman ever says, I have a boyfriend,
Okay, he's doing that. He's making content. He wants to be rejected. Especially you. You're hotter than all your friends. I did shit like that, but I did it as a joke. I knew I wasn't going to get any play. I just do shit like that to fuck with women from time to time. But yeah, he knew he was fucking with all the other chicks. And he knew that, because see, she's smiling, and it's the other chicks that's rejecting on her behalf. Yeah, hit the like button.
I guarantee you they don't. Because you saw a clip previously when the chick was talking about, oh, I want a boyfriend, I want a boyfriend. These chicks don't be having boyfriends. They don't. It's just a defense mechanism.
This word.
His thing, out of the chick right there with in the black with the straps, you could tell she's the pleasant one. All they want to, why do y'all just still approach these chicks? Let them starve, man. Let them starve. Don't humiliate yourself.
Nah, I mean, he didn't approach the ones with the fucked up attitude. He approached the other one. I mean, he need a wingman to occupy the other broads. And I've done this for friends in the past.
What school I go to?
I love the fucking car.
Go away. I live close.
Look at that. She a little shy on the left right here. That's who he tried to talk to. Then he tried to, activate a little bit of game where they say, okay, tell everybody in the group that they're attractive, right? If you know pickup and you got some experience, you instead of just telling the one chick she's attractive, they say greet the whole group and say, oh, you guys are all pretty. But clearly that didn't work, right? These chicks, they be having an agenda, man. Most of them, they watch TikTok, they go to their little job or their little college or university, and they go out and they're angry at men. It's like a cycle. They just hate men.
Bye.
Bye.
I live closer, but
What's
all
up?
of y'all are so pretty, but
Thanks.
especially you.
She has a boy.
Now you saw how she reacted. She said, "Oh, thanks." Oh, she was flattered. And look at the chick. She has a boyfriend. No, they always try straight bitter, man. That's why if you're gonna approach, you got to catch these women alone, man. I bagged a decent amount of women in the grocery store. It's in a public place, you know. You just y'all in the aisles and everything, so nobody ain't really disturbing y'all. You just shoot your shot. That's probably one of the best places to approach women if you're gonna do it. Jim,
Well, there's truth in what he's saying. It's just that unless you live in, like a Miami or something like that, you're not going to see attractive women in the grocery store regularly enough to like make that the source of your entire sex life. So, however, he's right, but for the wrong reasons. The best place to approach is where women don't expect to be approached. Like any event where women go to get approached is the worst place to approach, because far too many women are going there with the sole intent to they're going there with the sole intent to boost their ego. And then even if they're not, there's all kind of other problems like you see here with the friends and stuff. So it's all bad all around.
not too much, but the grocery stores, library, man, you catch a chick like at a department store or something like that, where you could just shoot your shot and she don't feel that she got to say I got a boyfriend or she's not around her friends. That's easy.
I had met this cute at the bookstore Armenian chick, and I shot my shot, but when she shot me down, I'm thinking that she must have been into my homie, because she had to have been into one of us, because we were sitting down just chopping it up, minding our own business, and she just chimed into our conversation. And she was really just talking about it. She was talking about how like much her sister is into black dudes and how her family is just into black dudes. And I'm like, okay, you are laying it on thick. So, and you're kind of thick. So, let me shoot my shot. And I got shot down. I was like, oh, okay. So you must be into the homie. But my friend, he's reluctant to shoot a shot. He's reluctant, so nothing happened. But I was like, well, that's a waste for everybody involved. But I don't go to the bookstore looking for chicks, because you're rarely going to find one. It's going to be really rare. I go to bookstores looking for books. Yeah.
Easier. Literally, she looked like she's open to it. Watch.
She has a boyfriend.
You have a boyfriend? Well, take it as a compliment then. Have a great night.
Thank you.
They're about to jump you. They already kicked Joe out. You don't know what they're going to do.
You know what I've realized? And it's kind of messed up. People are only creepy to us if we find them unattractive. No, I am not talking about actually creepy people. I'm talking like normal conversation. For example, if a guy we find unattractive comes up to us and is like, hey, what's your name? Can I have your number? Or tries to hit on us in some way, girls will be like, oh my gosh, he was so creepy. The creepiest guy just came up to me.
Exactly. If you're unattractive, you get reported to HR. If you're unattractive, they post a TikTok about saying this guy who's creepy. This creepy guy. If you hear creepy or weird, that's just code word for you are not attractive. Here's the thing. You could just be an average looking guy, but they think that they deserve a guy who's very attractive, who has a chiseled jawline, who's top tier.
What he's missing is you can be an attractive guy. They do it based on feelings, not any logic. We try to add logic to it. Like, if he's attractive, bam. If he's not attractive, boom, but really it's just if they feel like doing it at that moment. You know, it's like you approach attractive or not, they just flip a coin. It's like, okay, heads or tails HR. Heads, I'll give them head.
It's just delusion. And I've told women this before in the past. Whatever guy approaches you in public, he, sized you up and said, okay, you know what? I probably won't get rejected by this chick. We're probably on the same level because most men, they probably don't approach women who are, who they view probably as like way out of their league and looks maybe. So if you get approached by these men in public, that's the dude you should get with. Right? It's creepy. This is why dudes are walking away, man. Just walk away. Let them listen. They're gonna starve out eventually. They're already starving.
We find a attractive does it. Girls will be like, "Oh my gosh, that cute guy just asked for my number."
All right, so that's all right, so somebody said most women don't know how to act when they get around chaperones like you. Yeah, it's women are around attractive guys, that they feel is confident. They do sometimes have to choose between, do they want to submit or do they want to humble him? Because that's really what it boils down to when they're in that situation. They either get the thrill of, being with an attractive guy, or they get the thrill of humbling an attractive guy. Either way, it's going to be a net positive for them. Is what it is. But at the end of the day, it's a coin toss. Well, maybe not 50-50, but you know what I mean. It's a how I feel at that moment type deal. And because it's a momentary feeling, it doesn't really last, meaning that at that moment she feels like giving you the number and she may feel like giving you the box. But when you call her, she's going to feel different. She may or may not feel different. And then, if she's feeling you when you meet her and she's feeling you when you call her, she may or may not be feeling you on the date. Once again, that's random too. So it's like you got to hit the right mood on each aspect of connection, which is why dating is so tiring and frustrating in the West. Okay, it says, or to put it another way, ain't nothing like turning down a rich poppin' nigga. Exactly. All right. Anyway, I want to thank everybody that participated. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. This is GameChanger 00100. Game over. Peace.